hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, fellow host, Levi Gates.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Excellent. And to my left, fellow host, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thanks for having me, and happy Friday Eve. Happy Q&A Thursday. I wouldn't spend it with anybody else other than the folks in this
nice.
room right here.
That's what we try to do, right?
Amazing.
Feel all warm and fuzzy inside now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Is it Dane? Is it the energy drink that's making you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, or is it the fact that Levi gifted you some
Levi
candy
gifted me
cigarettes?
some candy cigarettes. They just taste like Tums.
Yeah.
You put them out there. People need to see what brand you smoke.
You were smoking a Roundup right before we started this.
Yeah, you said, try one. Come on, do it. And I caved to peer pressure, and I tried one. And it really was. It was just like the blandest Smartie you ever had.
We promised that they're non-addictive, right?
Yeah, non-addictive. I don't think I have to worry about being addicted to that complete lack of flavor.
Are you sure?
So
What if
we'll be okay.
What if you have too many of them? And your
I think
body,
we'll be all right.
And your
They'll
body
probably
goes,
wind up on my desk.
how's it good? I'm going to have to stop after work and get another pack.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You just keep going.
You just keep going.
Keep going and going and going.
All right,
Yeah.
so before we get into any housekeeping, anything like that, I'm going to try something. I'm going to make sure everybody watching right now, please take a second. Click that like button below this video because I promise what we're about to do, you're going to like it. If you're already tuned in, chances are. I just don't want you to forget. I'm just trying to do us all a favor here. Second thing I'm going to do, tell you that we have a Facebook group where you guys can actually communicate, share your detailing projects, all that good stuff. We don't mention it often enough. There's about 3,500 people in there, but I just want to make sure that
it's a good group.
You're aware of it. And if you haven't checked it out, you should.
You know what I
So,
made for dinner
just look
last
for the
night?
Rag Company
Speaking of the group, the Rag Company group?
Yeah, what you got?
Sloppy Joe's.
No
of course.
way.
Yeah.
You did.
We made hot dogs the night before.
Yeah.
Sloppy Joe's last night.
Right from the
What
glizz
kind of
to
beef?
the slop.
What kind of beef did you use?
Just actual ground beef,
Use
93.7.
93.7. Okay.
Lean.
So you're going for the leaner side of things, right? And you're using the extra
blend.
thick.
Yeah,
of
thick
the
and chunky.
Manwich, thick and chunky. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing.
Sweetness. is So
My
good.
daughter, because she's now 13 years old, I told her she was making dinner.
Ooh,
Handed her the pan, handed her the meat,
Get her
handed her
started
the
early,
can,
yeah.
and she goes, "Is this brown enough?" And I said, "What do you think?" And she goes, "There's still some pink." I said, "Keep going then."
Yeah.
So
Has anybody
Hadley
ever
did a
had,
great job making dinner.
anybody ever had a rare sloppy Joe?
I don't think so. That'd probably be pretty
that
gross.
sounds disgusting.
Anybody would want to
I
eat
already don't like the texture of sloppy joes, but you make it cold.
Dane, loose
that.
and
Not rare,
is
not
nothing to
rare,
be-
just like just a little
Just
bit rare. It's
a
a little kiss.
When I hear rare, I think of the guy joking, make sure you can still hear it moo.
What is it?
You know,
What is
that
it?
stuff.
Sloppy
So,
Joe
I'm just
tartar.
picturing
Tartar.
cold.
It's tartar.
Ugh.
It's just
Yuck.
raw beef and sloppy Joe
Just
mix.
disgusting. Wow. Do you want to
Yeah.
get some horrible disease?
Anyway, we already
found out?
derailed
Okay.
Dane's
Yeah,
change
I'm
of
trying to
plans
be
here.
productive and like help out the Rag Company community and make
okay.
it grow, and then
Yeah. But
we
that's what I'm
somehow
saying,
wind
that
up at cold beef.
One thing they find out while they're in the group is that we all love sloppy joes.
This conversation probably will happen there. I'm just warning you, it goes off the rails a lot. So,
But
it's a fun place to be.
Like Dane said, check out the Facebook group.
Yes.
Join. If you haven't joined, you'll recognize a number of our people that are commenting in this are some of the moderators in that group. Long time friends of the show.
True. It's true.
And you too could be a moderator if you ask nicely.
That's
so,
right. So,
anyway, sorry, Dane.
Anyway, other than that, those are the big things I want to throw out there. Of course, you're already subscribed. You're a smart person. You already subscribed. But just in case you're looking around going, crap, I didn't do that. Just go ahead and click it. Nobody will tell on you. No narcs here. We're good. So just go ahead and hit that button. We are good. All right, moving on. Housekeeping. Anthony, can't take me seriously today?
I love it. Dane's like, no one's going to tell anybody.
No narcs here.
That's right.
No get
Right.
crazy.
Nobody's
Candy
going to
cigarettes
report
have gotten to him already.
He
He's
didn't
an outlaw.
subscribe.
They have. Can't wait for him to start wearing a white T-shirt and rolling those up in the sleeve.
I had to pull my feet up because otherwise you could see my ankle monitor down here.
And then greasing up his hair is what he's gonna do.
That's right. No snitches.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Dane, just let your cigarettes happen.
Okay. We're good.
You're acting like you never had a 50s day back in elementary school.
Just a little pomade.
Funny that like back in elementary school we had 50s days, right?
Kids would do that.
Where like we'd roll like my mom would be like, yeah, well you need your cigarettes. And so
No
that
joke.
was just the 90s.
I had a pretty big bomber jacket that I wore a lot. like
you?
a leather bomber jacket. That
Nice.
was my thing. So
see
yes, I did have that.
Well,
Did it
Dane,
have patches on it
Dane,
and stuff?
You
or-
did.
It was like dressed up, and it had like all kinds of like old maps inside and stuff. It looked
nice.
pretty cool.
He did live right down the street from Boeing,
did.
right? Which is now
And he's
under a little bit of
and
heat.
he's a grandson
so
of a Boeing employee.
I know. I don't know if I would tell anybody that right now, but
No, back in the day when it was a
Not
good company.
Right. Back when it was a good company.
yeah, right now it's just
things are rough.
a little questionable.
Anyway,
so,
to
getting
avoid
into
litigation, let's continue. Moving
housekeeping, house cleaning, house whatever you want to call it. This week has been a pretty exciting week because we wrapped up on Monday with our mystery kit sale, or our official mystery box, mystery bag, whatever the heck you want to call it. First one of 2024 to kick us off here. Whether you're feeling lucky, maybe you have a gambling addiction, whatever it may be, hopefully you did pick up one of these bags, a minimum of one, and hopefully you scored big in one way, shape, or form. So that ended on Monday. I know orders, I think mostly everything is shipped out, so you guys should be receiving those soon if you haven't already. Now, following that, immediately, the next day, right, we hit you with another email blast. We don't like to do this too often,
we don't.
right? We like to be delicate and gentle.
We want you to be able to stop, maybe pop
Breathe.
out, take out a candy cigarette, have a couple quick puffs on it, maybe a chew on it, take a breath.
Yeah,
right.
take a breath.
Relaxation.
Exactly. That's a great analogy, Levi. And we didn't do that. We actually dropped you another email saying, hey, we've launched some new products.
Yeah.
So right now, if we can go ahead and pull up theragcompany.com, we are here on the new product page where you're going to see some things you've been asking about for quite some time. So first and foremost, we have the Ultra Wool Mitt. How freaking exciting.
What's it like, Anthony?
What do you mean?
Well, you likened it to something.
It's like a wet cat.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. So this right here is going to be for people that want to get hands-on with their wheel cleaning skills, right? So instead of using a towel or a brush or whatever it may be, this is going to be an easy finger mitt that slides over the top of your fingers. It is made of merino wool. It does have a buttersoft suede opening there to help you kind of find the opening, because believe it or not, right? I don't know if you've ever had a hard time finding an opening, right?
Yeah.
This makes it easy. It says, hey,
because of the hang tag.
I'm right here. Open me up, right?
Nice.
And slide right in. So
That's
this
a liner in there or no?
it is just the backing of the suede
Gotcha,
is what it
okay.
is. And so this does look like a wet cat when you're using it wet.
a little cat
It kind of
paw.
feels like a wet cat. But the point is that it's very safe. It's very gentle on all wheel surfaces. And ultimately, you have the most amount of kind of maneuverability to get behind spokes and really clean things. And I find that my wheel cleaning is going faster using this than it's ever gone before, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job with it. So it comes in a 2-pack. It's going to come in its own clamshell design, so you can use them, abuse them, let them dry out after you're done, then put them back in their packaging and save them for the next time. But they can be used with a pH balanced soap. They can be used with an alkaline-based wheel cleaner. However, I recommend that it is diluted, right? That it is a dyed wool, but fortunately, it's not black to where it's bleeding.
It's dyed in the wool.
Yeah. So that's exciting. So that's one of the new products that's out. Comes in a 2-pack, $19.99. You can't beat it for the price. And just for a full transparency here, wool is actually not cheap to is not cheap to we can't say
manipulate,
produce, but is not cheap to use for detailing products. Realistically, it's microfiber is way more affordable as it is more of a synthetic material. With this being organic, it does cost quite a bit. And this is technically one of the first products that we have as an accessory that is not made out of microfiber. But we really, really like it, and we're really proud of it.
Well, and if you guys got to watch on Tuesday's live, Anthony busted it out, used it on Dane's wheels.
I did,
which are now dirty again.
Yeah, well, Dane, driving that thing.
Surprised how dirty they got.
So going back to the next new product here, we are going to talk about the new Ultra Safe Sponge.
Ooh, and look at that price, $16.
People have been waiting for this one.
Set sail because you guys have just arrived on the USS. Or wait,
you're
prepare to set sail because you're about to take off on the USS.
Yeah,
Levi, talk about the benefits of the new USS.
Well, one of the great things about the USS is its gray color.
Yeah.
So it's a little lighter, it's not ultra black. It's a ultra safe sponge, but it's in that neat kind of destroyer Battleship Gray, as we've been calling
see
it.
more of what's going on.
Now, the biggest thing about it is softer. You thought the Ultra Black sponge was soft. The Ultra Safe sponge is even softer.
Pushing the envelope.
And what I love about it, the hard part that we ran into when we were developing this sponge is the number of foams in wanting to go softer. You lose the density of those foams usually.
You want that body.
You need to have that body and just enough resistance in the foam to be able to not completely collapse when you put your hand on it or when it's full of liquid. You'd have that happen. So that was one of the biggest things for us was to be able to still have the strength that you guys have experienced in the past, but with a softness that is pretty much unrivaled. And because of that softness, it's able to get into nooks and crannies even better.
Yeah.
You know, back in the Big Red Sponge days, we would that was the one complaint. That's a little stiff, but once it was broken in, it worked. You could make it work. And that was one of the things we tried to fix with the Ultra Black sponge, and you could do that really well. But with this Ultra Safe sponge, this is truly something where you can actually get into those tight nooks and crannies. You can wash, and it is great. You can use it with both soap and rinseless solution, and it is a cheaper price point. And that was one of the biggest things was how do we get our costs down so that we can pass on those savings to you guys? Because again, this is going to be a worldwide product. And so we want our friends in Europe, in the UK, in Australia, New Zealand, and all over the world to be able to utilize this tool at a reasonable rate.
And before somebody says something about, well, lower price, it must be worse quality. No, it's actually better.
It's really good. I think you guys are going to be very pleasantly surprised. Plus, it comes in that blister pack, so no more just a plastic bag. It gets a nice piece of packaging, just like all the other Ultra products. You can store the sponge when you're not using it inside the package because it does have that vent hole in the back that'll help it dry out. Mm-hmm. So you can hang it up, you can put it back in your toolbox or your cabinet, whatever you want to do, or you can just set it out, let it dry on your countertop and leave it, and then have it ready for when you want to do the next one.
I think the best way to describe maybe like the reason for the price drop, right, is that just really the answer is we took control of manufacturing.
That's the biggest thing.
That's it. We were technically it was being an outsourced product, and we have now just taken control of the manufacturing. Because of that, we now have more savings, and we're just passing the savings on to you. So, nothing weird. It's just an amazing product. Again, to Levi's point, it's going to be softer right out of the box. So there's really no seasoning process. I mean, you can take that thing, get it wet, and start cleaning behind door handles almost immediately. Structurally, it's going to hold up for the same amount of time. It's something that can still dry out. It's something that can still be used with both soap and water. And really, I think it's just an upgrade in every aspect. Again, especially with the price being what it is and even having better packaging. So just remember, after you're done using it, let it dry out, put it back in the packaging, store it, and then keep it in there until the next time you use it. I promise you it's going to last just as long as some of these premium clay products that you guys have been picking up from us.
And I'm skipping a little bit ahead just because I want to answer this guy's question here about this right now. Mm-hmm. He's asking, will this discontinue the black sponge?
The Ultra Black sponge, we still have quite a bit of stock left, I believe, and so we will continue selling that until a point in time, and then which we may eventually be phasing that out, depending on obviously the success of the USS. Yeah. I think that this is where everybody's going to be going, and I think that everybody's going to be extremely happy with the USS and think of it as an upgrade. So, the Ultra Black sponge may eventually go away. So.
But if you really like that one, now's your chance to get it because, once again, it's not going to be there forever.
And we changed the name on this because, I mean, this is an ultra-safe sponge. I mean, that's the thing. Sponges are looked at as being harsh and not safe. And we're literally saying it's part of the Ultra line, it's safe, and, yes, it's a sponge. So that's the name.
I worked hard on that acronym, folks.
Yeah.
And it works because it's gray. So USS.
Yeah, it's fun.
Pretty sweet.
All right, so moving
and then
along
next we
there.
got the Wrap and Tuck Suede Coating Applicator Kit. This is for the old school folks that really enjoy utilizing a piece of suede and a block. Some of us, myself included, I don't like this method for myself, mostly because of my arthritis, which is why we developed the no-soak applicators and the Pearl Pucks. But for those of you that want to utilize this method, we wanted to try and create the most premium version of that we could. So we are giving you 2 blocks, branded blocks, with their dual density foam with slits in them, and 20 suedes in a package of the Buttersoft suedes for $10. So,
pretty killer
I mean,
deal.
that's an amazing value.
I mean, what's a coating job usually yield you in terms of profit?
A lot of money, Dane.
You got room.
Yeah. So
for that.
those are great because you can literally probably do 2 cars worth with all those. And if you do it right, you could probably get 4 cars worth out of that kit. So a crazy value. So that's the Wrap and Tuck. And then the other one that we wanted to show you guys is that no-soak coating applicator kit. Yes. Basically, this is a kit now. So you can buy this. It gives you 2 no-soak applicators, which means the no-soak has the barrier in it. And comes with 2 pearl weaves, I believe, in the back as well. So you have 2 towels, 2 applicators, 3 towels, 2 applicators ready to go. So in case you need that, you've got some towels, you got some applicators.
I guess
good to go.
To be fully transparent, the reason why we're doing some of these lower price kits, these $10 kits, is because we're actually trying to get a lot of these on Amazon and try to get a lot of these in people's hands for people who haven't experienced them. And we find that like that $10 price point is the best way to do that. Because we think that these Ultra No Soaks are phenomenal. We think that this new Wrap and Tuck kit is phenomenal. We just want more people to try it.
So we think they're worth more than what we're.
Well, and you got to look at it from the fact that they're not only detailers are using these, but home hobbyists. Mm-hmm. You know, people are starting to get more educated. They're starting to do this. I mean, our whole chat is a bunch of folks who are learning how to do it.
Dark line towel buyers.
Yeah, so we're looking for folks that are literally going, gosh, I want to do it myself. Okay, well now here's a great little kit. You can pick up either kit.
An affordable option. There's no way you can say no because it's $10.
And here's another one I'm going to throw on you. Let's say you pick up a bottle of let's say Diamond Protec.
Ooh,
right? You get one of the kits.
Yeah.
Right? So you got everything you need. You pick up one of the No Soaks or the Wrap and Tuck kit, and then you know what else you add?
What do you do?
The new 3-pack of the Wolf Pack.
Oh, wow. Another $10 kit. Yeah.
Another $10 kit of just 3 Wolf Packs.
I'm howling for savings.
So really you're into this whole thing with everything you need to coat a vehicle.
Yeah.
Not only do you get all that stuff in the kit from the Diamond Protec guys, but you also have these for maybe another job. Mm-hmm. You're ready to rock and roll, and you're not even $100 into everything.
Dude, you guys are gonna be rapping, tucking, and howling.
That's right.
Literally all night long.
That's what we try to do. You know, we love that.
I was gonna say there was one more item I wanted to talk about before he moved out the screen, but I realized he may not be able to go back to it so easily. So if he can't, that's okay. Oh, he can. Okay, so on the bottom left there. We should probably talk about that.
Yeah, the Bigfoot hybrid?
It on the kit.
The Bigfoot
kind
hybrid?
of important that it's here in the store available.
It was here for a very short time.
Yeah.
But we do have 21s still available.
Those 15s moved
The 15s went quick.
I think there's literally 1 or 2 of the 21s left.
Yeah,
I think that's
almost
it.
Gone.
Like, that's it, actually.
So I called Bradley Rupes to just remind him, hey, we're out.
Yeah.
And I did that on Monday, actually.
How's it looking?
To just say, hey, as soon as you get the next allotment, we sure would love them.
And I'm sure we're far from the only ones saying that.
So it is kind of surprising to see just how fast these have gone. There's so many people that have been wanting these, adding these to their carts. But yeah, for us to have our 15s already gone and the 21s close to being finished. But this is a beautiful machine, and it is a true tool. It's very lightweight, even with the battery. I'm amazed at how light it is, how smooth it is. And the kit that you get, I mean, yes, it's a higher price point, but
I was going to say, some people will scoff at the price, but it includes this kit you see here.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of product, a lot of towels, a lot of stuff. So really impressed with everything that it comes with. I mean, 4 or 5 pads.
It's
8 pads.
8 pads.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. So 8 pads, that's almost over $100.
Yeah.
2 bottles of product and a towel plus a secondary charger, or the charger but a second battery.
2 batteries is very nice.
That's a huge thing. You can't get that anymore. So to get that package, this is a great value.
And actually, because I was helping somebody recently in the comments, some people were asking about battery lifetime, that sort of thing. Use on the tool. Generally, you get between 40 and 45 minutes of use with the tool before it's time to switch batteries. And the batteries themselves can take anywhere from about 45 to 55 minutes to charge. So really, that gives you like a little break time in between or something, which you really should be doing anyway. But if you want to keep going, it gets you close enough that you can almost continuously operate.
Well, you can take the battery off, plug it in, put the new battery on the fresh battery, work for another 45 minutes, and you basically have, hopefully, a fully charged battery ready to rock and roll.
It's not a slow charger. It moves along at a good pace. So just for anybody who's wondering about that, also, I have no idea where it stands. I did not see that with this kit, but at the show they were demonstrating that they actually had an attachment that could turn it into a corded polisher.
So that is on its way.
Which is like the game changer. Then you have everything in one tool. Then there's no excuses for the people who are like, oh, batteries. You have it all right there.
Yeah.
And it weighs less than the existing machine. It's just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, that's enough pitching for one day. We got you covered.
Oh, Dane, you forgot about the last thing.
Oh, what's the last thing?
TRCMA.
Oh, right. Well, that's not a product.
We have 6 working days left, ladies and gentlemen, until TRCMA launches April 1st through the 4th. You guys can check it out. If you haven't, please mark your calendars. Please make notes in your work calendars that you have to watch this.
Double please, quadruple please.
All day long. Even if you're not like watching, you can listen along. Yeah. You can put some headphones in. You can still do your work. You can have a tiny window open. Nate does that when he's working. He's always got some show he's watching in the corner, left corner of the screen. It's only about this big.
But it's
he's
just
got his headphones in, but he's still designing all kinds of pretty things.
Gets the job done.
Yeah. So point is, we'd love to have you guys tune in every single day, all day long, because you don't want to miss all the great stuff that we've got coming to you guys here for TRCMA this year.
Live demos, lots of mixes of different stuff, some fun. We throw in a lot of kind of fun things too, but it really is like a smorgasbord of everything detailing. It's very fun. And we've got new brands involved this year that you've never seen on TRCMA before, so you got to look forward to seeing them especially. But the whole show is going to be a good time, so we really do hope you join us for that over on the main Rag Company channel in a week and a half.
Yeah. And, of course, our old friends Pepsi and Brooks keeping us hydrated, keeping
We're the slowest sponsored athletes, folks.
keeping our feet moving.
I love these shoes. So
we are enjoying them. So it'll be another great time again at TRCMA.
And now the comments.
All right,
Franco.
Do you have anything else to add, Anthony?
No, I don't.
All right. Franco, I got a Hot Bods of Detailing mag in my mystery box number 1. Joey Belinsky is the centerfold.
How'd that get in there?
That was weird.
Get in there. All right. Well, then, of course, we've got a hello team from our very own Umberto. I will skip my own comments because they were just tests.
David Boyce, first from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I got my question. My 2 mystery boxes arrived. I think I received 1 giant big box.
Okay.
You may have. Possibly.
Probably. My question is, I received a diamond interior kit. Is the diamond body prep to be used exteriorly as a panel prep only? No. Diamond body prep is designed for the diamond coatings, everything but diamond glass.
Yeah.
So
correct. Glass gets its own one.
Yeah, so you want to use diamond body prep when you're installing the diamond interior kit. So you're going to clean the door panels, everything like normal with an interior cleaner, and then you're going to panel prep everything with that diamond body prep all over the door panels or the dash, because you do need to have that, because what most people don't realize is diamond body prep has a chemical in it that allows the diamond coatings to help bond to the surface. So it's almost like a what am I thinking? Like a pre-bond, so to speak.
Yeast.
Sure, it's like a yeast.
That's a way to look at it.
You know, it gets everything gluing up together. Yeah. But basically, that is the biggest thing, is you need it because it does provide a similar style polymer, basically, to attach. So,
I think it's part of the active ingredients of the whole package.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, David Boy says the diamond 24-inch light blue towels are for windows only, correct? Thanks in advance. Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. And then 3M Auto Spa LLC says, good afternoon, my detail family from the beautiful side of San Francisco, East Bay, California.
It's real pretty out there.
I bet it is pretty. Wonder what the weather's like over there. Alex Dewar says, happy Friday Eve, TRC family. Currently dumping snow, about 20 centimeters, roughly 8 inches. Happy 3rd day of spring.
Oh, Alex.
Wow.
Alex, we're happy to see you here soon. Or hopefully you're going to get away from the snow and come to it was 60 and 70 degrees here over the last couple days.
It's warm out there now.
I think it's going to be
not bad.
balmy 50 when they're here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the temps are coming down.
Dan Pfeiffer says, good afternoon, word up from Minnesota. 8+ inches this weekend. Happy Friday Eve, TRC gang. Jeez,
Welcome, Dan.
some of us just aren't out of it yet.
No,
they're
I
just
guess
still in
not.
the middle of it.
Well, remember, we got snow in May last year, so it is possible still.
Shelby saying Good Friday Eve, gents. What type of brush is best for PSS application on a tonneau cover? I feel like a brush would get into the grooves better than an applicator sponge. Yeah, you could use any of the Detail Factory brushes, Shelby. So either the boar's hair, the bleached boar's hair, the unbleached boar's hair, or even the
I think if you're trying to
softer
cover a larger surface area,
I would still use
get that screwball.
Or the screwball.
The screwball.
But you could pair it. You could use an applicator for most of it, and then in those grooves, like you're talking about, you could add a little bit onto the brush and just paint that in onto those seals. So
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Jamie the cleaner.
Jamie yelling,
Yeah.
Ultra Wool Wheel Mitt.
We love product shouters.
I have
Bring
a
more
feeling
product
he's going to be
shouters.
stealing a couple of those, even though he gets them for free. He's going to be
fan.
He's going to wear him as hats.
wear them.
David Boyce says, first from Puerto Rico, I promise this will be the only time I'm first because my mystery boxes arrive today. Nice.
Oh, Franco, of course, with his squirrel that flies.
Shazam! Sup, nerds?
Howdy. We got from Umberto, just talking to David there. All right.
All right, Rick Smith saying springtime TRC Ultra style is upon us. There you go. We tried to get you lots of good stuff for you guys to play with this
there's
year
a lot
and
of,
get
lot
started.
of fun stuff to look at.
Franco says, David, what mystery box did you get? I got 1 and 3. Joey
Comparing
Belinsky.
notes.
Sup, boys? Enjoying such nice weather here in the deep south of Sacramento.
Ooh.
Can't wait to hear what everyone got in their mystery boxes.
I know, everybody's got to share now. Safe to say, guys, you can tell.
Everybody saying hello, and then
Ryan with the hey, guys.
yep, and then David says, "Hey Umberto,
we're back
Mike
there
Phillips and Yancey mentioned you yesterday on the Dr. Beasley podcast. They were surprised you weren't first.
You are a prolific commenter,
Yeah.
Umberto. You really are.
Humberto covers a lot of
Umberto's
ground.
everywhere.
And it's funny because all the creators, like whenever we run into each other at events and stuff, they'll be like, "Did Umberto get to your video for it?" And they like compare notes and just see. Yep, he does.
Rick Smith says, "Sadly, I didn't get a mystery box. Saving up for more Ultra products. Attaboy.
Ultra products are the way to go.
And we already
I must
read
say.
Franco's comment. So
Yep.
Alex Dewar says, those candy cigarettes were confiscated from Augie and immediately passed on to Dane. I don't ever confiscate candy cigarettes from Augie.
You're not the
I'm gonna let him enjoy them.
No, you want to sit there and watch him smoke the whole pack, right?
Pretty much
until he gets sick, right?
Yep, 100%.
Just gonna pull a Pinocchio.
That's how he's gonna
I see
learn.
how it is.
Well, the Boyle buy a pack of candy cigarettes down the street.
Yeah,
By the time he rides his bike home, they're already done.
yeah,
He's a chain candy smoker.
yeah.
does he have the playing card and the spokes?
No, haven't done that yet.
Okay, you ever show him
Slick
how
back
that works?
his hair.
I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
He's gonna be trouble.
I used to do that. I'd be 26 years old, married,
Yeah.
riding my cruiser bike down to the Moxie Java.
There
Got
you
my
go.
ape hangers. It's all stretched out.
Yeah,
And I'd pull into the Moxie Java, and I'd always have these friends that have Harleys, and they'd park their bikes. But I had a couple cards
playing cards. Yeah,
in my spokes, and so I'd back it up.
Right there with you, boys.
Yeah, so I'd be leaning back.
and you're revving, right? You're revving as you're.
As it's backing up, it's going.
Yeah.
And that I'd park it.
Oh, is that a cam?
Kick my kickstand down, hop off the bike, and they'd look at me and they go,
The guy's
because
hard.
I'd have my boots on
Yeah.
with the rings on the sides.
Okay, yeah.
I'd have my pant legs cuffed and then my chain coming down attached
the
to my
chain.
wallet.
Nobody wants to
Right.
mess with you,
Yeah,
especially
like a black T-shirt on,
especially walking in to get like a coffee or something.
a nice coffee,
Oh, yeah.
or a Mexican mocha.
Nice.
I mean, you see a guy roll up like that, he orders a nice coffee, you don't question it.
Yeah. Here's a nice coffee, and you go, gotcha. All right.
All right, bro.
Joey Belinsky
Yes.
says, I reactivated my Facebook after 5 years just so I could join the TRC group last year. Definitely worth
We're
it.
proud of you, Joey.
Joey,
Thank
we
you.
are very proud of you. And you are a great poster. You always bring the heat. You've got great content.
And
And
he's
we want to
a
thank
great
you for
ambassador,
that.
so we
Yes.
expect that of them to really raise the bar.
Well, he got the message, clearly.
Michael Kaufman says, try the bold man witch.
Ooh.
I have not tried that.
I'm
What's
not.
going on there?
Owen Samuels, hey, from Atlanta. That's Owen. He's one of our colleagues.
Yes, he is.
Says, took my new Ultra Wheel and Body Brush and Ultra Rip and Rag out for their maiden voyage.
Ooh.
Loving them. As advertised, great. Many thanks.
They
I'm glad
do
you-
what it
glad-
says on
glad
the
you
Owen,
tin.
we
like 'em.
appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Use them and use them often.
Yep.
Brian says, is there an issue with putting in your towel wash cycle after your clothes cycle? Worried about fires being transferred? What about the rinse cycle in between? I don't worry about it, and I'm pretty crazy.
So, Brian, yes and no. Depends on, one, animals. How many animals do you have in your house? And how
Is your lint trap? You clean out your lint trap.
But here's the thing, Anthony. I'll have a pile of dirty clothes.
Yeah.
Right? My dog will go over and lay on them.
Well, my dogs don't do that.
I'll do that in the middle of the night.
That don't do that.
In the middle of the night when I'm asleep.
Yeah.
He will lay upon the clothes. Shed his corgi glitter all over.
Corgi glitter is next level
Why are your clothes on the ground?
Because they've overflowed the hamper.
Well, at least he's honest.
Yeah. So, or let's say like I have a hoodie sitting on a thing and it falls on the ground.
Black hoodie is
my
it's over.
My dog.
That thing is covered
Any type of fabric that's on the ground,
he puts it on.
He wants to wear it. Yeah. So he will lay upon it or whatever, and I'm like, oh man. So then I have to throw it in the wash.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's been slept upon.
Sure.
All that dog hair is now in my washing machine.
Jeez.
So, yes, Brian, I would rinse just in case. It's easy to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Not going to hurt anything.
If you have this situation, but if you're
like Anthony,
if you're pure, then you don't need to worry about that.
No.
Yeah.
I think it'll be totally fine. Jamie the cleaner says,
"Oh no,
Bergie loves a rare loose meat sandwich on the weekend."
All right, Luke, I'm sure you're around here
Has
somewhere.
anybody checked on Luke lately?
Yeah, when you see what he's doing.
He's always popping
Where's the
around.
Bergie at? Howie Gleason says, "Hey guys, my Rupes HLR15 arrived today, and I had a chance to run it for an hour. Nice machine.
That's magic right there.
Nice.
Howie, we're glad you're liking it. You're going to love it, and you're going to want some more of it. Get after it. Enjoy it. Because next up, we have Kevin here. Also, Jedediah?
Sure.
He gets a new name every time.
He's he who shall remain nameless.
What did you have from last time?
I don't remember.
It was
Josiah. We
Josiah.
could call him Latham. There's a lot of different names.
I'm going to call him Archibald.
Ooh, Archibald. Okay.
It says, good afternoon and happy Friday, Junior. Friday, Junior, what is that? From the sunny, breezy south coast of Massachusetts. Hope you all are having a great week. We are.
You are too.
I mean, we hope you are too. And sunny south coast, sunny, breezy south coast. David
says, Franco, I chose box number 4 and number 2, and I got a nano diamond interior kit. Nice.
Score.
Franco, you were the centerfold because the only way your pick would fit head to toe. The bearskin rug was a nice touch. To Joey Belinsky. And Alex saying, Bergie and a loose meat tartare. What a time to be alive.
It really is something special. Joey Belinsky, where are my grandambassadors at? That's a great question, Joey.
Good
We're looking a little lonely out here
We
today.
got Joey in here.
Well, I mean, we got Alex in here, obviously, too.
Well, I know, but I'm trying to think of the Q1
current crop.
The current Q, I can't call it, say T1 grandmasters, right, that we have right now. Joey's probably the most consistent inside the Q&A Thursdays. Not that that's a massive judging thing, but I'm happy to see he's here.
Yeah.
But,
keep it up, Joey.
Maybe they're out there making money. Maybe they're out there detailing. Maybe they're out there making premium content. If you guys haven't checked out actually some of our Grandambassadors reels, they're quite hilarious. So check out the Garage Butler posted one recently. It's fantastic. Joey's always killing it with his. I told him specifically that reels were important for this kind of T1, and I actually have some more premium products on the way out to them right now. So they're going to be getting
one of the fun things about this year is because of the longer time cycle.
They're going to be getting
an extra bump.
a resupply, right? Yeah. Which is it's allowed us to do this because of
what it actually is you and me
trimester
flying that Expendables plane.
Yes.
Ooh.
You know, with the crow on the back and the skull. Yeah. And you and I are just up front flying.
Well, we're smoking candy cigarettes.
Yes.
Dane's in the back. But we've
Yeah.
got like big rings and stuff on our fingers too. So we have to smoke candy cigarettes.
Yes, correct.
okay.
Yeah.
But we're flying that plane. We're talking, just, telling jokes back and forth. Dane's
So you're
in the
Stallone
back.
and Statham, and I'm Jet Li. Is that it?
You're in the back.
Yeah.
More like maybe Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, kind of more Dolph-like.
Definitely not Jet Li's build, I'll tell you.
But Dane's in the back, and he's got all the boxes.
Yep.
Right? And he's got like an axe strapped to his back. And he's right by the cargo door.
Yeah.
And we're like, Dane, we're coming up.
Yeah.
On Joey Belinsky's. And he's like, guys, I'm ready. And he's sliding these packages out.
Yeah.
They have little parachutes attached to them.
Uh-huh.
Well,
They're just they're just Rag Company cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
But that's how they're getting delivered. So I just want you to know that when that next package arrives, Joey, just think about us.
Just look up in the sky and just know that Dane probably tripped and almost rolled his ankle out of that plane to drop that package.
The thing
off
about Jelly in those, he's kind of the comic relief, though. So he's like the straight man who gets put into goofy situations. That's why I originally thought of him. So I was like,
I rest my
you can
case.
see it happening.
Yeah.
Just and you guys are just like the serious, butt kicker dudes at the front. But I gotta have some
We're
fun.
telling stories and joking with each other.
I feel like I'm Stallone, though.
You're not.
No,
you're
I'm
more
thinking
Statham.
you're Stallone
I'm
and you're Statham.
You think I'm Statham?
Yeah.
Man,
because it's yet another job that Statham took.
I know, but
he doesn't ride the choppers like everybody else. He rolls along on his Gixxer.
He's too hungry for jobs. He's always looking for a job. It's one job after the next.
You might be Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, I might be Mickey Rourke.
You might be Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. My long wizard's pipe.
Yeah.
All right. So, Aaron says, will any of the new products be featured? For I think that's what he asked.
I think we jumped a page. Where is it going?
Go back there, Dane.
Holy cow.
You did.
Right there.
The whole thing.
Right
see, the comments are flying.
Right there. All
right,
Aaron.
where my ambassador? Purple. All right, there we go. Aaron. Boom.
Will any of the new products be featured during TRCMA, or will any new products featured during TRCMA be available on the site to purchase?
Yes.
Yes. I think a lot of the products will be available to purchase. There's going to be some that are kind of more announcement based, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
The companies that we won't be carrying the products is going to be Stinger and Stoners. Yeah. We won't be carrying the products on our website.
But there's going to be some products.
But they will have products on their website that they'll be able to.
There will be some products talked about from some other art distributors that may not be available at that time.
Correct.
Yet.
Or are already available.
TBD.
Yeah.
Franco says, nice. I'm still waiting for mine. Should be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Franco, we're excited for it. And they got Peter Brookins here, which I like to think that
this is a true father right here.
No, Peter Brookins. That guy looks like he could be part of our Expendables team.
Right?
100%.
He could.
I don't know how tall Peter is, but I'm guessing Peter's like 6'4".
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Right? I want him on the team. I'm actually, Peter, I'm swapping you for Dane. Okay.
Wow.
We got Peter's dropping the boxes.
I was here being complimentary, a team player. Next thing you know, I'm getting thrown out of the back of the plane.
Dane's the one checking the sheet to make sure we're on track.
Yeah.
And where we're actually
Thanks
going.
a lot, guys. I'm going to remember that.
He's standing next to Peter going, Peter, that's the box you want.
I'm going to be the villain in the sequel to whatever movie
no, this is not a good idea.
Yeah, so look out. You don't want me as your enemy. That's all I'm saying.
Peter says, my daughters appreciate a good slot dog. Thanks, TRC, for bringing that to the table.
You're welcome, man. We appreciate it. That's a good dad right there.
Yeah.
And then Alex Dewar says, "Narc free Stone Hennon."
That's right.
That's Dane's. That's gonna be that'll be the bad guy in the next episode.
That's right. Stone.
What happened to Dane? Hey,
dude, I totally couldn't.
We lost him in the jungle, and when he came back was Stone.
I just have scars and crazy eyes. And...
No, I think he needs a pet jaguar that he met in the jungle.
No,
right?
I would absolutely have a big cat friend that I would sick on people.
He's on a leash, and we're like, who is this new Dane? Right?
Yeah.
He's got a 6-pack. He's got his jaguar animal that attacks people.
Dangerous is what it is.
That sounds amazing.
There's a loincloth everywhere.
I mean, form follows function.
Franco,
Jamie the cleaner
says
only the #1 ranked ambassador shows up for Q&A action. Eaglets. Ooh.
All right, Jamie.
Oh, Jamie's fighting words there.
Dane's got low jack.
Then Michael Kaufman got declined on the Facebook group just now.
What?
I guess I don't have Facebook long enough. Did you answer the questions properly?
Yeah, you want to make sure you answer that.
We have a barrier of entry. You have to know the answers to the problem of the question.
It's going to be up for debate when somebody's letting you in, but they'll probably let you in. But if you don't answer any of them, it might just auto-decline you. So you got to make sure you at least answer them.
You got to try to answer them.
Yeah.
At least show that you care.
If you're not sure how to find those, you should just be able to find them if you go to the group, and then it should ask you.
Yeah, so, honestly, Michael, if you reapply again,
people watching right now are probably looking in the group.
Yeah.
They'll approve you.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
A lot of the folks that have just been asking questions.
It has been spoken.
Moderators.
Michael Kaufman gets a pass. Yeah. All right.
Oh, and Samuel says, quick question. Wondering if TRC ever considered making a glass towel to use with a retro tool for inside the windshield. Autofiber has a decent one, but TRC would make a better one. Oh, that's a great question.
Thanks, Ellen.
So, right now, at this point in time, we're kind of focusing on other accessories. With that said, I do think that our friends over at Stoners make a fantastic invisible glass clean and reach tool. It's amazing.
And our friends at Autofiber make a great reach.
Both of them are great. And like the one from Stoners is extremely affordable. I'm not going to lie. I have a couple of them. And yes, I use the bonnets that come with them. It's just a standard waffle weave, but I do wrap my own towel around those and I'll use those. So eventually
my tool is this. It's a hand. Go like
my tool. I don't
like this.
I don't reach. My arm doesn't work like that. I have rotator cuff issues right now.
Oh, you do?
I'm trying to work that out.
Some cars I've had, the windshield is very far away, but on the recent ones, that's not so much a problem.
Yeah.
On the Miata, it's like.
Well, didn't you used to own a Lumina minivan?
Well, I mean, that little Toyota Town Ace had the windshield literally just right in front of your face, so that's an easy one.
That windshield was like a prescription eyeglass.
Yeah, no, it's just like wearing a really big pair of glasses.
Jeff C. says, do you guys expect a big shipment of Rupes machines at any point, or will it continue to be small amount at certain times? I think genuinely, Jeff, I think it's going to be small increments until the world can get caught up.
Jeff, in case you want to know, this is what's happening. So Rupes is getting these polishers not assembled.
Yeah.
So they're getting boxes and boxes of parts. And so the team in Colorado for the U.S. is having to assemble all of these machines on their own.
All the parts are being made in Italy.
Yeah, all the parts are being made over there. They're getting them shipped here. They are assembling the tools here in the U.S. because of the fact that electricity differences. So they sent them the proper pieces for this style, for this tool. The problem is, you've got to remember, they had so many pre-orders. Let's just take a number for this. Is not canon. Don't look at this as an actual number. This is an arbitrary hypothetical. So let's make this as an example. They had over, let's say
10,000.
We'll say 10,000 orders, right? They have 1,000 distributors around the U.S. or North America,
trying to be
and
number one,
all of them put in an order for 1,000 tools. So you'd go, okay, all right. They get all the boxes of parts and everything, and they had enough to assemble 100 tools. How do they divvy out those 100 tools to 1,000 distributors that all put in an order for 1,000 tools?
You can't.
They have to assemble and send out an allotment to each of them so everybody gets one.
Yeah.
And then the next order comes in of stuff, and they start assembling them. So they are currently getting these shipments, so they are assembling them. But once they get what they're doing is they are assembling them to a certain number and then shipping them all out at once to all the distributors. So even though they may have 100 finished, they are waiting until they get to 200 before they ship them out. And then they'll get another. And in that meantime, they can get another 100 assembled. And so that way they can keep this.
It would be way more frustrating for all the distributors if it was just like a trickle of a handful at a time, constantly. Well, when's it going to show up? It's like random little drip, drip, drip.
Yeah.
You need to do it.
So
they're doing
really well, and that was one of the reasons we knew about that when they first released or talked about them at SEMA. So that was why you noticed that Rag Company did not do a pre-order on the tools, because we weren't sure exactly when they were going to come, and we don't like holding people's money for that long.
Like everybody and their cousin was doing pre-orders, and we were not, because we don't generally.
But that's because we wanted to make sure. So
we had people begging us to.
I've reached out to Bradley and just said, "Hey, maybe you send us some machines."
Well, I did. I talked to John Green earlier, and or actually Jimmy did, and we asked if there was an ETA. We do not have an ETA right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
like I said, they're basically doing what I said. They're going to create their orders and then ship them out in waves as they get completed. So
Jerry Belinsky says, look at those new drops. And then we have Quality Touch says that he has 5 liters of forced Iron Buster. Do I need to use anything better to knock off them stubborn stains?
No.
Etc.
You got some good ones right there.
That's pretty.
That should
pretty
do
much
it.
all you need. Auto Detailing Therapy says, just subscribe.
Yes.
LOL. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Tell your friends. Thank you.
Iyer says, the lads.
Thank you. It sounds better when it's done in an Irish accent. Like that.
Yeah. Levi's really good at that.
I like that.
The lads.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the lads.
Like that.
Thank you, Eric.
Then we have Rick Smith.
Can't forget the bubblegum cigars.
Oh, man.
That's right.
You guys ever...
I love those.
You guys remember the gum, the Big Chew?
Big League Chew.
Big League
Should we get
Chew?
some of that so we can do some dips?
I think
Or is
we
this
should
like shredded up
throw
kind
a
of
couple
gum?
dips in. So I used to take half, almost like 3/4 of that packet.
You fill your mouth
of
with
it.
And
Just
it would just be a wad of gum.
But I would do that with Fruit by the Foot. Or bubble tape.
The one in the roll, and you just
it was not Fruit by the Foot. It was bubble tape.
It was like that pink container that opened like a clamshell.
Now, if you want to be a rock star, you just bite into the bubble tape.
Yeah,
you just bite.
Pull the roll.
Just the whole roll. My favorite. It was my mouth is like literally like
watering.
Not watering, but like when you get like that feeling in your cheeks of like something sour.
Memory
like,
unlocked.
Like eating the purple bubble tape. Mm-hmm. I would take like a bite out of it, and it would literally.
It would like.
I'm like, it is like my mouth is producing saliva right now. That is the weirdest thing.
Wow, that's all it took, huh?
Anyways, Franco says wheel mittens. Jamie the cleaner says should have been called the wet cat attack mitt, but still pretty cool. Jamie, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. We had a lot of names for this particular mitt. Most of them
that will never see the light
were
of day.
inappropriate, and we cannot actually launch a mitt with that name. But when you get here in about a week and a half,
we'll tell you all about it.
We'll tell you all about it because I think that you'll laugh.
Yeah.
Auto detailing therapy with. I'm not new to detailing, but I do have a question. Maybe you guys can give me some suggestions or pointers.
I'll just go right to his.
And then he says, I'm struggling with getting clients. How should I go about marketing, and where should I start? Thank you, guys. So auto detailing therapy, this is something that I used to struggle with a lot. And the biggest thing that I can offer you is put out a request on Facebook, on your personal Facebook. Many, many times our own family members don't even know that we have a detail shop or that we're doing stuff. Take some pictures of previous cars that you've done and make a post and just say, hey guys, you don't have to say I'm struggling to get clients. You can literally just say, because I'm going to do this here in the next week or so, I don't have any work. I have this job, but I don't have any detail work coming up. So what I do is I make a post and I post on there, hey, springtime, my books have opened up, or I have the next few months available for appointments. Please message me or get in touch with me, and then post that on your Facebook page. And your friends and family should be able to see that, and they can start notifying and maybe reach out to a couple of family members and just say, hey, can you share this on your page just to help? Because what happens is most people in this day and age, we don't think about anything until we need it. And so once you can get a few customers doing that, here's what you then do. Let's say a person calls you and they go, oh, I saw so-and-so's post. You're doing cars. I want to get scheduled. You get them scheduled. When you detail their car, ask if you can take a picture of their vehicle before and after, or even after. Ask if you can add them on Facebook and then tag them in that picture, not through your company, through your personal page. And then you can make a post like, hey, contact us or see us at this. Facebook will not show posts on your business page, but they will show if it's a personal post. So say, hey, we got Anthony's Suburban all handled and taken care of, and it's ready for road trips this year. Get a hold of us. People on Anthony's page will then see that Anthony got his vehicle detailed, and they'll go, holy crap, Anthony, who did your car? And vice versa.
Now, a micro-influencer is what I am.
Yeah, basically, at that point.
Well, I mean, I'm not the one who posted it, but yeah, it's spreading like that.
But it spreads like that, where all of a sudden people see that. This is the easiest, freest, fastest way I've been able to do it. The other thing I did that I would recommend you do is a lot of schools are going to start doing fundraisers. Donate gift certificates. If you've got kids, if you've got cousins or nieces and nephews that are at schools, reach out and just say, hey, I can do a donation of a gift certificate. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can create a gift certificate of $100 towards a detail, $100 of it going towards it. That has gotten me more accounts, city accounts, than any other form of advertising. Mm-hmm. Because people go to these events, they see that and they go, ooh, I've been needing to get my car cleaned. Well, that's a pretty good deal. And all I ever did was a free interior a gift certificate for a free interior detail. And I put an expiration date of 1 year on it. That was easy for me and my guys to do. It was never hard. And I'd put a disclaimer, hey, if it's, if it exceeds our normal requested level of detail, there will be an additional charge. And if a car shows up and it's hammered, I tell the customer, hey, this is a lot more. We're going to have to charge you maybe $50 extra or $100 extra. 9 times out of 10, they don't care. Or they go, I want to do the outside too. This is how you get it in, and then they'll go and tell your friends and family. Or someone will go, hey, I saw you gave away a gift certificate. That's why I called you. I saw you were one of the companies. Cool. Thank you so much. So there are a lot of ways that you can go about doing this and doing it on the inexpensive part of that. That's the biggest, easiest way to go about. Now, if you're mobile, put out a sign. Put out a little sign when you're working in someone's yard that you're doing their cars. Put it out there that you're working in that neighborhood. You'll get so many people that walk by and go, oh, I would get that. I'll get that. That's the easiest way to do it. So I hope that helps, and I hope that's easy. Make sure you sign up for our Facebook group. You can put the same question in there, and you'll get a lot of different answers from a lot of different folks.
Yeah, good variety.
So, all right. Franco says the moist meow meow mitt.
All right.
And then Joe Mune says the mystery box just arrived. And then Alex Dewar. Anthony there?
4 of Anthony's fingers too small, 2 fingers for normal-sized hands.
Just got to clarify, for the folks at home.
Yes.
Very helpful.
And then James says still waiting on the Ultra Smittens eventually. And then Alex G says now I don't have to pay Uncle Maddie's for 1 pack. Yeah, so this is cheaper than the Obsessed Garage solution. I do want to send a set out of these to Matt for him to try out himself.
Try 'em, yeah.
They are very comparable. Very comparable. The one thing, I'm just going to throw out there, because I just want to say it. The backing of the wool, right, is an ultra soft. I mean, it's almost like a suede, right?
Yeah.
That's what the back. Like think of like the back of leather, right? It's a very soft material sometimes. Those fibers are so soft back there that they retain a little bit of moisture when the mitt gets wet, right? So basically, you have kind of like almost like think of like a this is a good analogy, like a peach, right?
Yeah.
Peach has that little fine layer of fuzz on it, right?
Yeah, peach fuzz.
Right? Peach fuzz, right? And when the peach gets wet, you go, it feels kind of slimy, right? But it's not slimy. It's just that fuzz is so low pile. It's such a low pile that it's holding onto that liquid, so it might feel slimy.
Creates another layer.
Yeah. When you go to stick your hand into this wet cat for the first time and you go, ooh, that feels kind of slimy, right? It is not slimy. It's just that the fibers are that soft that it kind of makes it feel like that.
Does that go away? Or?
It does go away. After the first couple washes, it basically wears down those fibers, right? The friction of the two things. So it'll feel just like it should. But that's the one difference that I noticed. But, hey, ours does not bleed like a pig, which is nice. And so just throwing that out there.
What a combination of concepts and thoughts and ideas. And Joey Walensky, how many fingers are meant to go into the kitty mitty? I love that name for it. That's great.
I'm doing about 4 fingers into the kitty mitty, to the wet kitty.
Jamie the cleaner says, Joe, your hand isn't fitting in the wet kitty mitty.
Oh boy, this is just gone off.
It's got to be the size of a Q-tip. And everybody's dying with the name.
Okay, everybody's laughing.
And then Dane even commented, what the heck?
Because I was sitting here laughing in the comments.
And then Jamie says, when are we getting the wet kitty mitty wash mitt?
Oh, wow. Okay, we're creating new products now.
If we'll ever go
Jamie the cleaner, get Joey a wheel thimble. Everybody is laughing, saying, what's up? What's up, David? How are you, man?
Hey, glad to have you here.
Alex G asking, does this discontinue?
That question.
Yeah. Rick, what's the difference between the Cyclone and the Ultra Kitten Mitten?
Cyclone's microfiber. Ultra Kitten Mitten is wool.
All right, let me make sure I got the correct page here. This is the correct page, which means if that's 6, then we go to 5. There we go.
And thank you really quick, everybody, for commenting. You guys are making this pop off, which is great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're giving us plenty of content and things to go over. So I really appreciate you for doing that.
Thank you.
And then Joey's saying, I love a little salt and pepper on my sponges. Then Alex Dewar says, time to join the Ultra Safe Society with the USS.
That's right. You guys could make a cult with that if you really wanted to, I guess.
And then Jay Hall saying, can you store the USS sponge in the rinseless wash bucket between washes?
Yes.
A fair question.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
And then Rick saying, today's show is the Ultra Kitten Mitten mashup.
That's right.
And then USS the Sponge Command.
Yes.
Yep. And then Franco, I got 3 sponges because excess. There you go.
Nice.
Joey says 20 butter softs.
Crazy
and then, USS Sponge Battleship. That's exactly what it is. And then Jamie says, after my TRC Grand Ambassador shopping spree, I'll have wet kitty middies and softies on sale out in the TRCMA parking lot for $1 off. Be there. Don't miss it.
It's true.
Promo Joey 10, fam.
I am
making sure he gets his code in there. That is a real code for him on
that.
TRC, by the way.
That is awesome, Jamie.
Love that.
Super Auto saying happy Friday Eve. What's up,
hey.
Al? And then Franco, maybe a 4th in the mystery boxes. And then CJ Byrne.
Ooh. All right.
Dane, did you consider the GR86 before you bought the Miata?
I have a long answer and a short answer. I'll give you the short answer. The short answer is no, because I wanted an open top, and the GR86 doesn't offer that. Driving experience is pretty close, I imagine, but that was a big part of it. So that automatically took it out of the running.
Dane's also, if you go back in the lore, Dane bought a Miata.
Yeah, 92.
Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
With a tax return.
With his tax return. Bought it up in Seattle?
Actually, LeGrand.
LeGrand, Oregon. Yeah. It was pink. Brought it down to my shop.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Matt detailed it. Got it all polished up, looking good in that hot red.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Dane, what'd you go do to it after that?
Oh, I decided I was going to try a little homebrew two-tone painting action. I thought, you know what? A wrap looks a little expensive, and I really didn't know my way around this stuff. I'd never painted a car before. In fact, most of the stuff I painted had been like arts and crafts projects. I'd never actually painted a car at all. So that was really a learning experience. Like, oh, that's what texture is. Oh, that's what XYZ thing. It was not great. It was essentially a sandpaper texture. It's like rhino liner style texture on the bottom half of the car. But in pictures, I had this fun like Deadpool thing going on where it's red on top and black on the bottom. Nobody else liked it, but I had fun with it. So you know what?
Dane had a Miata that he had for, how long did you own that? 5 years?
Quite a while. And I sold it for 2.5 times what I bought it for. So
and then then they put a new top on it and then sold it for
the funny thing
more
is,
than they bought it from him.
If I had just waited another 2 years, the NA Miata market, the first generation,
it would have gone crazy,
blew up, and I missed that train by that much. It was a real bummer.
Point is, Dane has always been a Miata man.
I love those cars,
and so it was an easy move for the next was to get you into that because you've always had that soft spot for them.
I just really, really like them. It's a lightweight car. Like if I could drive a little Lotus or something, I'd love that. But just lightweight cars. They don't make them anymore. All the cars today are heavy.
If Subaru today brought back an SVX and they did like a 400 or 500 horsepower SVX, gentleman's coupe,
yes, I would
with a hatchback, like some of the options, maybe not the windows, but the neat spaceship interior, the hatchback, all-wheel drive, but a monster engine.
As long as it still had the flat 6 in it, the way it had when I had it, I love the way that engine
sounded. Would you buy another one? Would you think about buying one?
I would strongly consider it, although I think it would be out of my price range because back when they were new, they were $25,000 back in the early '90s, which works out to like $50,000 or $60,000 today.
That car was not worth that. I'll tell you that much.
Say that, but when you look at the market, it was a different kind of thing. Also, did you ever actually drive one? The interior is way nicer than the 300
Interiors
ZXs
were. I will say this: whenever I got one in the car wash and I had to clean it, I always loved the interior.
They're not a fast car the way their competition like Supras and stuff were, but they were more comparable to like a non-turbo Supra or a non-turbo 300ZX. They're similar to those.
Anyway, all right. Next up here, we've got Smith.
Good
Joey.
question.
Joey 10, really a thing? It actually is really a thing.
You can actually use that at theradcompany.com.
10% off right now. Franco says, when can we expect a squirrel pack? Everyone's wondering. Franco, I do not have any TA on that. And then Andrew Jackson says, when will the Buff and Shine guard, edge guard, 6-inch and 3-inch be released?
We're hoping by TRCMA, hopefully. They're not released yet.
Yeah, they're not released yet, but I'm wondering.
We're hoping by then. They're still working on the logistics of it.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
close.
Yeah.
So we're close. Okay, so right now it is 2:59 p.m., which means we have reached the halfway spot for our Q&A Thursday. We've had a lot of fun, but guess what? There's more fun to be had. So right now we're going to go to some brief messages from ourselves and our friends in the industry, and then after that, we're going to be back for more questions. See you in a minute.
Dane, I didn't know you could do any of that stuff.
Neither did I.
Wow.
Well, now that you're an actual bartender,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe whip us up some signature
Oh,
cocktails.
yeah.
I mean,
Dane, do it.
I mean, it's my first day, but let me see what I can whip up.
Nice. Oh,
What?
jeez, Dane.
What?
Oh, my God.
Wow, Dane.
Dane.
For being your first day, it's pretty amazing. Looking for feedback. Let me know what you think.
Oh, my God. Stuff smells amazing.
Good, all right.
Well, Levi, Dane, cheers, man.
Cheers. Nice.
Bottoms up.
Cheers.
Thanks, Dane.
God, why are you spitting my drink up? I worked hard on that.
What is in it? Is that polymers?
My mouth is encapsulating.
Why would you even know what polymers taste like?
Tastes like chemicals. Did you feed us chemicals?
What did you put in this?
I made you a nice drink.
Oh.
These are supposed to be nice. Guys, that's my car.
What?
You hit my car. God, guys, if you didn't want the drinks, you could have just given them back to me or something.
Dane.
Are you seeing that shine over there? On the car.
Oh my God. Dane, what did you put in that stuff?
What, in your drinks?
Yeah.
Some water and some Absolute.
Absolute vodka?
No. PNS Double Black Absolute Rinseless. Wow.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to poison us?
Dane!
Did you just make us drink rinseless water?
No, definitely didn't do that.
Absolute Rinseless Wash is not for oral or suppository consumption.
Looks pretty good.
It does, however, leave a hell of a clean and smooth surface on your vehicle.
Wow.
PNS Absolute Rinseless Wash. Mix responsibly.
Is that something?
I mean, it's pretty good.
Did I
I'm
make a
kind of
good thing?
enjoying it. I'm kind of liking this.
Yeah. So just don't drink it.
No.
Yeah, let's make sure we don't drink it for the future.
But do put it on cars.
Yeah, it's good. It's for
Put it
cars,
on a car. Okay.
not inside you.
everybody. This is Nate from the Rag Company. Today I have YouTube video star and sensation Josh Brodel. He does some really great Saturday videos for us. What do you have to say?
Do I need to?
No, you just...
Oh. Thanks for having me, Nate.
Awesome, good, that's great. Why don't you talk in your videos?
Jimmy told me not to.
Really soft-spoken. All right, so we're coming at you with event announcement called TRCMA, which is the Rag Company Media Access. That is just going to be... Are you pretty excited for that?
Oh, definitely. Super excited.
Looks like it's happening from April 1st to the 4th of 2024, Monday through Thursday. Do you think you got time for that? Your free time?
Yeah, I think I can get that on the schedule.
Or stream it. You can stream it. Yeah, anywhere you watch YouTube videos.
Oh, YouTube Live.
Look at that. The man just oozes detailing. We're looking forward for all those brands and everyone to show up, and just for the kids at home, just kind of wrap it up with a few words of wisdom for the detailing fanatics.
You guys definitely don't want to miss it.
Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you there.
Welcome to the second half of Q&A Thursday here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. And we are following up with many questions and comments today, mostly involving that Wheel Wool mitt, which was a fun addition. But before we go too far into the questions, I'm just going to remind you, as that last ad did mention, TRCMA. That is coming up very fast. That's going to be hitting us before we know it on April 1st. Yes, April Fool's Day. Through the 4th. And if you go to theragcompany.com, you can see there's that menu up there, and on the far right it says TRCMA. That's where you'll find this page. So from that point, you can look down, you can see the brands that'll be involved in presenting this year, as well as a breakdown of the schedule, which is very handy, something new we added this year. Try and get people even more into it, so you can set a little reminder for yourself if there's a brand in particular you really wanted to see.
Yep, that way you can see the times for Mountain Standard Time, Mountain Daylight Time, I should say.
Yeah, so it is going to be based around Mountain Daylight Time, so that is something to take into consideration if you're in a different time zone.
So here's the thing, Dane, you know what's super cool? This part of the website, wherever you are, it adjusts to the time zone that you are in.
Okay, so it's all automated.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Pretty
do anything.
Impressive.
Wow, living in the modern era.
Yeah.
We've done it again.
Yep.
Okay, I like it. Well, okay, that pretty much sums it up. So I just wanted to make sure we covered that before we move on to the questions and comments. Anything you guys want to add before we get back into these?
Oh, let's get back in it.
Did somebody say TRCMA? David Boyce says both my mystery boxes were combined into one big box.
Nice.
And Alex DeWar, did somebody say TRCMA? Rick Smith, JB TRC needs a Grambo combo.
Grambo combo. Ooh.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Franco's just saying words, ceramic and yeast.
Okay.
Reba Mattox, what can I use on plastic on my Honda Ridgeline as it is getting so faded?
Doesn't someone in your family have a Ridgeline?
Yeah, my parents do.
How's theirs holding up?
Well, they don't have any of the plastic.
Oh, so it's a fully painted
There's a fully
one.
painted. There's a sport.
So it's
Ridgeline
like an
Sport.
RTS or whatever. Yeah.
So so on that plastic, that's what Solution Finish is for, Reba. So you can pick up Solution Finish in black and or fusion gray, and you can apply that back to the surfaces. So if it was originally black, you can make it black. If it was originally gray, you can remake it gray. And it's very simple, easy to use product. Wipes on, wipes off.
Yep.
Very nice. Can last up to 2 years when applied properly. So that is cleaning the surface with alcohol, applying it, letting it sit for about a half hour, wiping off what is there, or reapplying. That way it absorbs and penetrates all the plastic, and then you wipe it off. And then what we like recommending is to follow it up with Over the Top, which is a sealant that they developed for solution finish to help seal that in and get the most protection out of it. So
goes a long way. And
take a look at that. Yeah, or tune in to TRCMA when we get to talk to Chris West, and we're talking about solution finish in and of itself.
Demos. Couldn't have said it better myself, Levi. The Bearded Hunter is here.
Hey, it's another Grand Ambassador.
He says, "What is up, my dudes? I hope your Thursday is going great. I hope it's going great
for you as well. Can't wait to see Hunter here in the studio.
Can't wait to see Hunter making himself at home at the Home to Suites, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Friends of the program, friends of the Rag Company.
Yeah. Again, another sponsor of the TRCMA. All our guests stay at the fabulous Home to Suites.
It's amazing. Nice it's a wonderful place. Make sure to bring your swimming suit. Make sure to maybe plan on working out a little bit in the extremely spacious gym they have there.
Maybe he wants to bring his laundry with him. He could do his laundry for free.
He can. It's just that amazing there. They always make you feel welcome. I mean, actually, Dane, myself, and Jimmy stayed at a Home to Suites but a month ago,
true,
right?
Yeah.
It was only for one night, but I wish we would have stayed longer because it was the most spacious room, the most spacious experience that we had of all.
You know what I
hotels.
realized when you guys were there? You only needed one room.
Well, don't give them ideas.
You know why? Here's one of the great things about the Home to Suites.
We needed 2 rooms.
Every Home to Suites room comes with a pull-out couch.
It does.
It does.
But we've been bunking up the whole week together.
I know.
We were excited
we
to
got you guys
have
some extra rooms,
some
but it
space.
was funny because I thought, well, they don't really need 2 rooms, but I'm not going to say nothing.
It's mostly my snoring. He's not, he's not really looking for that added experience.
No, I mean,
trying to sleep at night. So I get it.
It is what it is.
I slept just fine, Dane, with you.
Alex Dewar said, bead maker. Yep, yelling more product stuff. Then we have the details in me. Chime in says, hello, everyone. Quick question. I'm interested in the new wool mitt. However, wool is a heavier woven fabric. How does it feel on the hand once it's saturated with water? Honestly, it's pretty light.
It's so small.
Not a lot of
it's
wool.
not going to get
so
that
small that it's not like a wash mitt. It feels actually.
I'd say the wash mitt's heavier.
I would actually say that. Yeah, I'd actually say our own Cyclone wheel mitt is heavier than this once it's saturated. So this is going to be pretty comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Franco says, "Yo, Christy."
And then a
sign.
back.
Hey, Franco. And then we've got Joy Belinsky says, details me, have you won anything cool this week?
Does Christy win a lot of things?
Did she win something?
Oh.
All right.
Jamie the cleaner says, Christy, just imagine a full-grown wet cat right on the tips of your fingers getting deep in them wheel spokes.
Okay.
Promo Joey 10.
Just make sure to throw
and
that
he says,
out there.
Joey says, hashtag dummy viral.
Okay.
And then Frost 732 saying, semi-spoiler. The wheel mitts were in a certain mystery box.
Ooh.
What? Wait, which wheel mitts were they? I don't know if they were the wool wheel mitts.
Right, not the wool ones.
I think they might have been the ultra wheel mitts, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Joey Belinsky says, anyone think they should add one of those screw bottoms to Pringle cans so you can just push those chips up to your hand? Currently eating Pringles, so not completely out of left field.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and with folks like Joey and I,
it's like a can of deodorant. You're
well, the
just
three of us, Joey Belinsky, myself, and Dane, we're large hand men.
Yes, large
hands.
Folks.
So we have a problem when we're trying to get into those Pringle cans.
Yeah.
Anthony, you've never run into that problem. It just slides right in all the way to the bottom and back out.
Slender hands just really fit right in the Pringles can.
I like to think that I could probably help with the birthing of cows. I mean,
probably.
based off of just my own anatomy.
Yeah.
So it's something I could probably consider
in
the
another
Great Escape,
life. They would have used your hands for trowels.
Yes. Have you guys ever seen Clarkson's Farm?
Yes.
There's an episode where they're up in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my hand
That
probably
could be
wouldn't make
me.
it in, and Dane's too.
It would be a little tough.
I'm like a raccoon. Once I grab onto something shiny and I'm in a vending machine, can't get it back out.
Yeah.
And no matter how hard I fight, I have to let go.
Yeah.
And then I can get my hand back
I call these the cobras right here, right? They're small cobras, but they are
vicious.
They are vicious. Now, to the point here, Joey, as a guy that likes Pringles himself, right? I haven't had Pringles in, probably years. I was always a big fan of the cheese Pringles, right? Because I always felt those were very cheesy and nice. Huge fan of the pizza. But it was always a disappointing thing when I'd get a can of Pringles, pop it open to go grab myself a pizza chip, and notice that there was it was broken. That there was like a dusting a
whisper.
A whisper of seasoning. And I look at that and I go, what? Like, that's what they give me? Whereas the cheese Pringles, I felt were always very well saturated. I mean,
Just give me sour cream and call it good.
So that's what I did, right? Yeah. When I get to the bottom of the can, right? And whether I'm sticking my hand in or not, know what I do, right? I put my lid back on. I'm shaking that thing up, right?
Okay.
I am now disintegrating what's left of the bottom of that can.
To make it into a fine powder.
Nothing but dust.
Into a fine powder. And I am just right back. I am...
Oh, my.
Right, you
Coats
know,
your tongue.
Well, it's like sawdust at that point.
Yeah, you have to try not to cough because it usually just...
Well, I mean, it might be extremely flammable. I don't know.
It's like, I like to think that I'm loading one of those muskets.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But that musket is my throat.
Keep your powder dry. Oh,
Pringle powder.
Wow.
I like that.
That is
good
a
analogy.
Sentence.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Super Auto. My new Ultra Wheel brush arrived yesterday. Looking forward to giving it a try this weekend.
Nice.
Weather permitting.
All
Very
right.
nice. And then Joey Blinsky says, Jamie the Cleaner, I've been trained by Jedi Masters. And then David Boyce says, Levi, Corgis are lowrider canines. Oh, I know, David. So this is the second Corgi I've ever
They come
owned.
stanced from the factory.
Yeah. So here's I've only had one lifted dog in my life, and it was a English pointer.
Oh, okay.
I had
Sport springs. It's not even a real lift.
I had a stock suspension English bulldog.
Yeah.
But then I've had corgis and basset hounds. So I've had 2 basset hounds, 2 corgis in my life, and then an English bulldog and an English pointer. And so I've dabbled, but I've had more lowered pets than most.
Okay, some are
Big
slammed,
fan.
some are just mildly lowered, but they're all on the lower end.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool.
Big fan of lowered dogs. Much easier to take care of.
Okay.
They don't require a lot. Or even an OEM.
Speed bumps are a problem.
Yeah. OEM bulldogs, though, same kind of thing.
Oh.
They can move, but they don't need to move. Right?
Right.
So I'm all about taking a dog for a short walk.
Okay.
Around the block.
Yeah.
Maybe there and back. Quick. Done. And by the time we get back, they're wiped out.
Okay.
Now, my English pointer loved to run.
Well, yeah. No,
That
a dog
boy
like
was
that,
built for speed. He was like a high-end sports car.
Okay.
Like to you got to stretch his legs. Got to get him to go.
Yeah.
But if he saw a bird, he'd stop.
Oh, really?
And then he'd be stuck because he'd freeze and point, and then he couldn't do anything.
Callie's kind of like an overland. She
I see that.
has like all the kit made to like, okay, look at
She's got the rooftop. She's got the rooftop
She's got
tent.
the rooftop tent.
She's got the shovels.
She's very independent and resourceful,
Yeah.
so she can do all that stuff. But she doesn't go off road that often anymore.
But she could.
She likes it, and she could.
Yeah.
So she has
Yeah.
that capability.
Anthony's Golden Boys are like Range Rovers.
Okay, I can see it.
But they're like the high end.
But
like their
the
performance.
classic Range Rover that spends more time on the road than it does off road.
Yeah, but could go off road if needed.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Just
a classic
don't want to get
Range
it too
Rover,
dirty.
A little more bougie. Yeah.
But
not
looking,
a Defender.
But they
where
look
it's, like,
good.
really,
but they look
off-road.
good on the road. They look good on the streets, and you go by and you're like, wow,
Compliments,
impressive.
phase.
Say what you will about the reliability, but Range Rovers are very handsome-looking vehicles.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the reliability is suspect.
Yeah, I think the reliability is just fine. Chris M says, I usually wash my windows, my window towels with my dog sweaters.
Perfect.
My dog
There you
sweaters.
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
RNF says, do dryer wool balls mess with the microfiber like normal dryer sheets?
So, no, they don't.
No.
But I don't recommend. So the thing is, microfiber is a bunch of little hands with fingers, and
Grabs everything.
when they're tumbling in that dryer, they're grabbing whatever they can. And if you induce another fiber into it, regardless if it's just a ball that's bouncing inside of there and it's made of wool, the microfiber will physically pull wool out of that ball. And so you may end up with wool on your microfiber.
I feel like the ball's just going to get stuck in one towel.
That too.
And stay in there.
That's
and
what I mean. It's not
going to
do anything. So they make a like a hard heat resistant rubber ball that you can put in too. Mm-hmm. That would probably be better. But again, there's not really a need. If you're drying microfiber by itself, it doesn't need much more than that.
Yeah. Jerry Belinsky says the one that shall remain nameless as hello, Jethro.
Yeah, there you go.
Jethro.
And then we have Raining Monkfish says, hey, from the UK, loving the Rip and Rags. They wash really nicely. Are they coming in any other colors anytime? So we have the Rip and Rag XLs, which are not available to you, I believe, yet.
So they're on their way.
And those are a fantastic towel. But as far as the other, just the original Rip and Rag, no other colors are planned as of right now.
Yeah.
That's not to say somewhere down the line, maybe if there's enough demand, enough people maybe in the reviews of the existing ones say, hey, I love these, but I really like a different color. You say that enough, they might listen.
Yeah.
It's always possible. They just need to know there's enough demand there first.
The one who shall remain nameless says Dane's got a new one. I think Archibald hasn't been used.
Yeah, good
All
job
right.
there, Dane.
Awesome.
And Jamie says, I use the plastic dryer balls in the shape of hedgehogs. They work great. There you go. That's what Jamie uses.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was talking about. Joey says, I'm also making money at the moment. Just don't tell Tim.
Oh. I think I know who he's talking about.
Oh.
And Andrew Jackson says, what is your favorite Brooks? Currently, the ones
I'm wearing
that
right
Dane
now.
and I are wearing right now.
I am in love with these. They
you
are
can't even see it.
amazing. So these are ghost. These are Ghost Maxes.
Yeah.
Oh, Dane's much more
I
flexible
got
than
you.
I am.
It's no problem, really.
Dean, are you still
So-
able to raise your leg up to your head?
We're not playing that game right now, but I can do this. So you know,
my
just so you know. Anyway, that's a good stretch. So those are Ghost Maxes, by the way,
Yeah, Dane and I got matching Ghost Maxes.
in a new color.
Anthony's are on his way next week. They arrive on Monday.
I'm wearing Ghosts right now. I'm wearing Ghost 14s right now. My feet, you can't really see, but yeah, these are cool. But I really like my new glycerins with the black. I was wearing them just straight.
We got some glycerin
Ones with
21s.
the gum
black-
colored,
Is
Black
it
and
21s or
biscuits.
22s?
biscuit. That's what it's called.
Yeah, glycerin 22 stealth fits.
Yeah, those shoes are so
Yeah,
freaking
so you've got a
classy.
pair of those. Dane's
awesome.
got a pair of them. Mine is on its way.
Yeah.
Very excited
So
about
I
that.
think it's the Ghosts are a great place to start. But these new Ghost Max, I have a set of these on the way too for TRCMA because I don't want to be in any other shoe than probably those.
Yeah.
Because those are incredible.
These are the first. I mean, I love all my Brooks, and I've had really good comfort levels with the original like Ghost 15s or the glycerins, but these Maxes are just on a whole other level.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's the only shoe I felt where I go, oh, if I were walking SEMA, this coming year, I feel like these are the only ones that wouldn't leave my feet feeling.
So what
fatigued.
I wore my Ghost Maxes from
As
our
a
hotel
big
room,
boy.
from our hotel room to our booth every day.
Yeah.
Then I'd switch to our booth shoes, and then I would put these on at the end of the evening to walk back to the hotel.
probably felt great.
And I loved it. And
Yeah.
then I wore my same Ghost Maxes when I did 45 miles at Disneyland every day. That was the one shoe I wore. And then when I got to the hotel room, I put on my flip-flops.
Yeah.
But that was, I think, the only thing that saved my feet. My wife had gotten a pair of Ghost Maxes as well for Disney. But man, 45 miles in 3 days.
That's
My
awesome.
feet were feeling great.
Yeah, the only one that came close was my Catamounts, which are like the trail type shoes,
Yeah.
like off-roady shoes. But these, for just walking anywhere and being kind of stealthy, they're amazing. Yeah.
Jamie says, shout out to the Apple App Store. Agreed. And then says Joey Valinsky. And then we have Super Auto says, will TRC be carrying the new PNS free ride pads?
We haven't heard anything yet, but it wouldn't surprise us if we did get them in.
Yeah.
So, but again, no news yet. And then Archibald.
He's
Joey
Hermes now.
Oh,
We got to keep
Hermes,
trying new
okay.
names. Yeah.
Hermes, I believe, is how it's pronounced.
Hermes.
That's a fancy.
How's it, my friend? I'll second the screw-in bottom of the Pringles can, Joey Valinsky. And then Jamie says, what? I like the Apple Store, the Apple App Store. And then Franco, favorite Brooks. I thought the green plaid St. Patrick's Day limited edition Brooks.
Oh, I bet those
I
are
bought
sick.
those,
Those are
and they are
cool.
the bomb. That is, I bet those are
we
rad,
thought that
dude.
those were super
Those are
dope.
Those are cool. Jamie says, I could use some new Brooks.
Nice.
I think that's part of the package, right?
It is, technically. He has to wait till he gets here, though.
Yeah, then we place the order,
Yeah.
however that works.
Yeah.
However that works, yeah. All right, moving on. Super Auto says, Jamie the Cleaner, maybe TRCMA will have some game or Grandmaster of the Year. Game of Thrones, I was about to say for some reason. Grandmaster of the Year edition Brooks for you.
Game of Thrones, yo.
Don't plan on it.
Well, they do have a pair. They have a colorway that could work for Grandmaster.
We do. We have some other fun things that we're doing, but we'll just have to wait to see. And then Rune? Yeah, Rune.
Yep.
Says, hi guys, been playing around with my new Rupes HLR 15 and 21 for the past 3 weeks and must say they are great machines. My favorite is the 21 for sure. I still prefer the Rupes Mark III 21 corded polisher.
Nice.
That's
Well,
okay.
interesting.
When the
Okay.
corded option comes along for the HLR, it'll be interesting to see how people use that.
Yeah.
And then Kevin says, he who shall remain nameless needs a nice Portuguese name to go with his South Coast, Massachusetts residency.
There you go.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
And then Rune says, they are a great addition to my collection for sure. And then Michael Kaufman says, I did and got declined for not having Facebook long enough. That's what it said.
I'm sorry.
Alex says, I just let Kaufman in.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
You're in, Michael.
Good.
And
Or
then-
he says he'll let Kaufman
I'll
in.
let
So
Kaufman
at that
in.
point, I don't think it happened
Yeah.
yet.
Then Joey says, did someone say Reacher? That's right. And then Alex says, Anthony's favorite pre-protection is a bonnet.
There you go.
Favorite protection. And then Mike Zupas, I know nothing about PPF. Local place quoted me Lumar for my front end. Does anyone know if this product is similar to every other on the market? Yes, Lumar is a film company that's been around for years, probably close to 30 years. They do tint and PPF, and they're a good film. I don't know if they merged with Suntech or they're part of Suntech now.
So
Suntech
they're
Lumar.
tied in some way to Suntech.
So good brand, very good brand. But yeah,
Okay.
hope that helps, Mike. David Boyce, I got a wolf pack.
Ooh.
2 bottles of Shamrock Detailer.
Oh, Shamrock Shine
a
back
pack
again.
of synthetic clay sponge.
Oh my gosh.
An IK Mini.
No way.
2 Gauntlet drying towels. And
Shut
3 different Stjarnagloss bottles. And a bottle of Absolute and 2 wash mitts.
Talk about spoiled.
That's a heck of a mystery kit.
That is.
Yeah.
Joey Belinsky says, I'll help assemble those bad boys if I can take one
He's
home.
talking about the HLRs.
Yeah.
Well, you like to be for sale for tires.
Be safe for
for tires. Got gunked up cheap tire shine to remove the
Ah.
customers. I don't think so,
No.
but I think you can go
Feels
ahead
like
and use
force or
you
something.
can use acetone.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, you can use acetone. You can use some light. You can use lacquer thinner.
Yeah. I just don't. I've never used Ulux on tires. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
Honestly,
deal
your
is.
best bet would be like if you have forced Franco, just straight out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Soak
Joey
it,
Belinsky.
pressure wash it, spray it again, scrub it. You'll be good.
Yeah.
There's a detail shop less than a mile from me. They got a huge pallet of new polishers. It's really tempting.
Close by.
Run over and grab one.
Yeah. Well, they don't have you planning for them, so sorry.
It was. I don't want to say horrible. I just
Well-
think they. I think there was a few speed bumps along
Some
the way.
communication breakdown or something along the way between Europe and here.
Yeah, that's all. It happens to every company when there's, something like that. Some people want to get it ready and then they just send it out. It's happened to a lot of different brands.
The left hand and the right hand didn't necessarily work on bridging the gap
Yeah,
there or something.
it could be a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean,
Alex-
we don't know for sure.
TRCMA halftime show assembling LHRs. We'll see if we can get a couple to do that with.
That would be HLRs, by the way.
Yeah, HLRs. Franco, it's like the I Love Lucy assembly line scene over at Rupes
no.
right now. And then Kirby says try mineral spirits on those tires.
That would also
Franco
work.
says, just mineral. Yeah, basically any type of solvent to help remove
that'll
that.
work as well.
Definitely an option. Alex Dewar with the big league chew.
The goat.
The goat.
And Super Auto
Yeah.
subscribers are up from 2.91 yesterday to 2.92. Let's get to 3K.
That's a
Let's
Hyundai.
do it.
There you go.
We're setting the bar
And then,
somewhere.
Alex
Heck
says,
yeah.
love me some behind the scenes mitt talk, hot mitt talk.
Wait a second, is that
don't
up
we
there?
all?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it is. All right. Then I'll move on to the next page. We're on to page 3.
Oh, Franco, don't forget to hit that like button.
That's right.
Joey,
Please.
those fruit snacks that had the white ones mixed in hit different. I wish I had tried those in their stale form. Probably schmeckin'. Yeah, they were good. Super Auto with a Franco PNS undressed. That's another good one. That'll clean those tires good.
That's a good try.
Michael Kaufman, I'm done. Got declined so many times for the Facebook group, lol.
buddy.
Just don't feel wanted. Michael,
It's not a case of not being
has nothing
wanted.
to do with you not wanting to
come
be
back.
wanted.
Literally, Facebook's
Come back.
dumb
We didn't mean
stuff.
it.
So if
Frank-
there's an issue, I'll try and add you later. Personally, I'll work on the back end.
Franco says, trust me, I tried undressed on the tires with a nice dwell time, and it made a dent, but I need more. They're caked to oblivion. Yep. Joey says, Franco undressed was the theme of my centerfold photo shoot. Franco laughing. It says, thank God it wasn't Polestar.
Oh, boy.
And then
Oh man.
Perseus.
Just got that.
Perseus says, "Are you in the South Coast area? I think a Portuguese name would be in Anthony's wheelhouse. I'm not sure if he has used one on me."
That's true.
then,
He's kind of held back, I think.
So what would we Mohammed Silva? No, it'd be like I don't know.
Keep trying.
Jamie, I'm not gonna say that out loud.
Oh.
And then
Well,
Exodus says, "Hey yo!" And everybody's laughing.
in response to Jamie's
And then Jamie
comment,
says, "The Ultra Soft
Peaches.
Society sounds
Whoa.
like a jumbo fan club."
it does.
And Nate Marcy, does the new wheel mitt get extremely stiff when it dries like the OG's wheel mitt
No,
does?
it actually like fluffs up like it got a perm.
There you
Like
go.
That's
that's
a good way of
straight
looking at
up.
it.
Like you go to
Yeah.
pull it out the next time, and it looks like you've given it a perm. But I know what you mean when you talk about a stiff mitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nobody
There you
really
go.
loves that.
Yeah,
All
they're
right,
like-
this.
it's very bushy.
Wow, $39.99 from Brian. Every TRC
right.
live day is a very
goodness.
happy day. Thank you, Brian. We
I believe
appreciate
that was a
that.
South African currency, if
That's
I
pretty
was not
amazing.
mistaken there. Nick helped me out and pointed it out. So very cool. Thank you very
That's
much,
awesome,
sir.
man. Thank you very
We
much. Appreciate you.
appreciate
And everyone's saying, "Damn, Jamie with the super chat train."
Cha-ching.
And then First says, "Just get the USS Sponge Battleship." And Rick says, "Reverend James Payne, hello, sir." And Alex, in case you're wondering, Joey 10 will save you 10%.
It actually does.
And Jeff C says, "I think Joey 10 might be a valid code basically everywhere except Obsessed Garage."
Yep.
I mean, it can't hurt to try, right?
And then Hans closing with a "Hello, Towel Gods."
All right. Hello back at you, Hans. Let's see. Moving along to... Oh, it jumped. All right. We'll put it there.
And
Try
then Jeff, Joey 10 works at OG, charges you 10% extra.
You're on page
2.
2. Okay.
All right.
Just
Jamie
got some
laughing. Joey says, "My mouth is encapsulating."
That's right from the ad.
And then Spencer B says, "Hey guys, I just received my Rupes HLR 15 unit and was wondering what's the best way to keep it in tip-top condition as it ages. Is there any way I can send it to Rupes to get it refurbished?"
Yes. They are very good about that.
I
Better
just
than a lot of
Keep it wiped
manufacturers.
down. Don't drop it. That's one big thing.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though,
They're pretty strong.
pretty much it, man. I mean, yeah, don't drop it and keep it wiped down. That's what I've done with my little hybrid Nano for how many years now, and
Several.
I've had no issues with it. That machine still runs just like it did the first day.
I have
brought it
a
home.
2012 model 21 that after doing 4,000 cars and running through 3 cords and probably 8 sets of brushes, I sent back to Rupes and they completely refurbished it. I wrote a little story about it and everything. They ended up doing it for free.
That's
Amazing.
super cool.
And they sent me a brand new machine back with the old shell of the tool. And the only thing they kept on the new tool was the old trigger.
Nice.
And so
Dope.
it's been a great little machine.
If
Keeps
it ain't
running.
broke, you don't have to fix
Yep.
it.
Cool.
So
Franco says definitely didn't do that, and then Jeff C says, "Does the backing plate on the new Rupes HLR machine still need to be lubed with dielectric grease?"
It wouldn't hurt.
I
don't think it needs it, but
I don't actually know.
we use it straight out of the box.
We've only had ours for just as long as some of you
Yeah,
guys
we don't
have,
have
so we
enough
haven't really pulled
seat
apart
time.
the backing plate. We just haven't had a reason to do it yet. But I don't think it would hurt. But the tolerances on that backing plate are still really tight. They suction up right up against the shroud. I think with time that'll probably get worked in. I think it'll help with the free spinning a little bit the more you use it. So I think it will get better the more you use. Franco says, for the money, they better not. And then Mike Zupa Toscano says, on the IK sprayer commercial, who was ever put the original non-air pump socket back on?
anyone ever?
Ever? I mostly doubt it. Franco?
Franco says, "I did the Miranda Details mod on my IK sprayer. I use a bicycle air pump to pump it up." There you
Nice.
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
that works.
Spencer says, "I use something similar with a portable pump, strapped it on with some Velcro strips. Works well." There you go.
Why not?
And then Franco, for the IK sprayers, the trick is to find a low-profile 90-degree bend Schrader valve.
Ooh,
yeah, they have those.
Yeah.
Jeff C. But have you done the Jeff C mod to make an IK Multi Pro 2 360 yet?
Whoa, they're getting fancy with it.
They're getting crazy.
Also, we're not offering a warranty for any modified or anything like that. That's something you do on your own, because there's always a good chance that somebody thinks they got the right instructions and maybe something bad happens. So just, that's all on you.
Franco says, I've got 1 gallon Chapin Hardware Store sprayer for the big jobs. No IK big boy yet. And then David Boyce says, Franco, Chaplin Garden sprayer is very good. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I used to run with. We used Ace Hardware here. Back in the day when I had my shop, I would use a Ace Hardware gallon sprayer, drill a hole in it, throw a Schrader valve through it, pump it up, fill it up, and run it till it died. And then I'd take it back, put it in the box, tape the receipt on the box, take it back in and say, hey, this doesn't hold pressure anymore.
Gosh.
And they'd let me swap it. Because it says,
watch, he's going to get arrested live on air now.
100% replacement.
Here come the hardware store police.
100% replacement anytime.
Alex says, use code Seabiscuit. Sebastian...
Seabass in the bathroom.
Seabass in the bathroom at the Home to Suites to save $24 per night.
Yeah. I really like the specifics there.
Oh, and then Hans did just scream Eagle Blanket.
Eagle Blanket, yes.
Then Iyer says, good evening, guys. 10-year-old Zach here, your biggest fan. I'm 10 today. My dad let me say hello. So hello from Ireland.
You, Zach.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations on 10.
Thanks for letting your dad let you comment and
That's
watch.
a whole decade.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Life gets pretty exciting after 10.
Augie will be 10 on April 28th.
Is he excited for double digits?
He's very excited.
Okay.
Yeah, can't wait.
Neil White says Pringles cans should be designed like Pez dispensers. Spring at the bottom of the can, pushing the chips upward.
Yeah, but then what would happen is they'd be so light that they would shoot out.
The second you pop it, it's literally just shoots
pop it,
in
and
the
Anthony
face.
would open his mouth.
No, I would be over the top of it like a Mentos dropping down to a Coke.
Yeah.
No.
Was that visual for you, Dane?
No, the worst part, I had a much darker take on it.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
Tommy Chicago saying, hey, gang, from a very cold New Jersey. I ordered the Ultra Safe sponge and cannot wait to get it. Thanks for all the new merch. You're welcome.
Hope you love it, man. Joey Belinsky says, that's the technique of a Pringle Pro. It really is, man.
Not what he did.
No, it is. It is. Shake it. Neil White, if they did, they would shoot out when you open the can. Yep.
It was like the old snake in
like
the can.
that. Yep.
Yeah. Are we on? We're on 1 now?
Yeah.
Holy cow,
1
guys. Bring those questions out. What are you doing? Okay, let me make sure.
They're doing good.
Product engineer could pull it off.
Yeah,
so that's
there we
Neil
go.
White. And then Superato laughing, then saying, hey, Roadhouse was released today on Prime.
I'm very curious. I like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I doubt it can compare to the original.
The new one got released on Prime today.
I thought it was a movie. I thought it was.
It is, but it's also got released on Prime.
It was made to be released. I think they originally thought maybe it'd go in the theater, but then they released it on Prime.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting. I'll watch it.
I think Doug Liman directed it, who also did like The Bourne Identity and stuff. So.
Well, speaking of movies, I am almost done with Dune 1.
Very excited for you.
It's been hard listening to you talk about it because I really do like that movie a lot, and your frustrations with it are frustrating.
Just quickly, let me just say, I've been watching it in bouts because I have to because I'm short on time at night.
Yeah.
So I watched the first half, and then last night I watched almost the second half, but I had about 25 minutes left of the film, and I will say, I don't really know where things are going right now, but I haven't really seen as much action as I would have hoped.
It's not that actiony, all told, for the first
They've done
movie.
a little bit of story building. Story was a little bit of world building. They've done a little, it was kind of confusing a little bit at certain times. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think that I could see a dad easily falling asleep at the theater to that movie because it's pretty. The soundtrack is quite nice.
My dad probably would.
If they aren't a fan of Dune.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen anything Dune, so I'm a Dune newbie. But with that said, am I going to go see the second one? Absolutely.
I'll tell you something that'll probably set you up for it. Going to see the second one in the theater, my dad was there. He did not fall asleep. And he falls asleep in every
He does
movie.
technically fall asleep in every movie.
Every movie I
that
go to, he's
is
falling asleep
true.
these days. So,
So
he
that-
did not fall asleep for Dune 2.
That's a pretty good rating. Okay.
That's my bias. Just use that as a metric. Should make you feel a little better going
All
in.
right.
Gotcha. Okay, next up
Neil
here.
White saying to Super Auto, my condolences.
Condolences. On to page 1.
Supermath 101. Which microfiber cloths are recommended as paper towel replacements for household use? Or are your products intended for automotive detailing only?
We got a
Supermath,
solution.
thank you. Our products are intended for automotive detailing, but they're actually great for any time you need a towel for any type of reason. Now, paper towel replacements, you're looking for the rip and rag.
You literally was that a staged question?
Yeah, it feels like it.
The rip and
almost.
rag is the towel for you. Not only is it great for around the home, it's great for around the garage. It's great
The
for
avatar,
detailing and
my profile picture.
everything in between.
And a 70-30 blend, meaning it is the most absorbent. It'll out-absorb a Bounty.
Yes. Please check out the rip and rag. I think you're gonna like what
And you
see.
can toss it,
Reusable.
or you can rinse it and wash it.
Yeah.
Joey Belinsky says, "I wish my hip
My hips.
were that flexible. Sheesh, my lower back pain would appreciate it."
I barely
Talking about
felt
Dane
it.
lifting his legs.
You and me both, sister. Yeah, Dane. I'm curious if he practices his
I
flexibility.
think that's
I
what he does.
literally-
He's like
I
a yoga
don't-
master, but he
I
doesn't
don't.
realize it.
My hips just work like that. I don't have to.
Dane, you
Do you
gotta
tuck
be
yourself
doing
into a
it.
ball and roll down your stairs?
I'm notoriously bad. I don't
Liz
stretch.
will
I
walk-
should stretch,
Liz
but
is
I
walking
don't.
down the stairs, and then you're like, "Get ready, here I come!" And it's like an Indiana Jones park, and you're like,
I really wish my life was
Chasing
just
her
kind of
down, she's
like
gotta
somebody
run.
walks into a room and I'm literally like Jean-Claude Van Damming it, just like between two semis, just doing the splits or something. But I can't
love
quite
to
do the
see-
splits. I can only pivot. There.
I like that he
can't
says he
do the
can't
splits.
quite do. I can't even get close.
I
to
can't
this
touch
thing.
my toes.
No.
Well, and the thing is, it's interchangeable. It doesn't matter if it's left or right or.
I don't think I can
both.
touch my
I can do
knees.
both. So yeah.
I'm not that flexible.
I know it's not.
Okay.
It is not difficult for me for whatever reason.
Okay.
Built differently. I
Dane, the
guess.
rubber band Hennen, says Hans
I ate
Clausen
the gum
says
fruit.
Dane, those hips would be of great use if you. Oh.
We have a 10-year-old
Oh, no,
in the,
well,
in
that's,
the chat.
That's something I probably shouldn't
moving
read aloud.
on. And then over to page number 1. And then we have Quality Touch says, should I iron remove, dry wash clay, and then Defender? Yeah, that sounds
Yeah, that
fine.
works.
Yep. Simon Birch in the house. The Birch is here. The Birch
Birchmeister.
Master.
Folks, sorry, forgot about the 1 hour time delay difference this week. I know that's the hard part is the different time zones and
Yeah.
changing, especially now that we are in Mountain Daylight Time instead of Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
Hashtag RedFTW.
Happy
And
to have you
then
with us.
we've got
The Birch.
asking Edgeless 245 Rip and Rag. Yep, agreed. And then following up with Quality Touch. Depending on iron remover, you can use the clay towel along with it. Otherwise, yes, that order. Yep, you're on the right path.
Yep.
Super Auto 2K. Yeah, it does feel like Christmas.
That's what David Boyce is saying. Then David X. Is the Ultra Soft sponge just a broken in UBS? No, it's a completely different foam pad.
Yeah. It's not like it's pre-broken
100
in or some like
100%
fancy
different.
process.
Yeah.
It's totally different foam.
Yeah.
All right.
But that is, in theory, that's what we're going for.
That's what it probably feels similar to
Yeah.
if you were to, try and gauge before you actually try it.
Chad Sensing. Wow, you guys are quick. I don't know how you come up with some of the responses, but I love it.
Thank you.
A
We've been doing this
lot
for a few years.
Yeah.
Of practice.
Yeah.
And when I say practice, I mean
We do this every
literally
week.
trial by fire. We just go out here and whatever happens, happens. It is completely up to the audience to determine where we go.
HM saying, howdy TRC gang. Simon Birch, now that we got the Eagle blanket, I suggest a 1,500 blanket next. That'd be so heavy we couldn't ship it to you,
That would be
Simon.
We actually
Stupid
thought
heavy.
about it, but it was just, it was so heavy.
That's like a moving blanket you put over a delicate grand piano that you don't want damaged because it actually has like real buffering effect.
It was like heavier than any comforter we would have ever made.
No, it is a weighted blanket.
Franco says, Lake Country HGOs just came in just now, and nice. Mm-hmm. And then Hans Klosen says, yes, lube it every
Now and
then,
and more if you use wool and microfiber
Okay,
pads a
yeah.
lot.
Interesting. Okay.
And then Quality Touch is G-Star, more versatile than Polestar.
G-Star
So
being
Green Star is more of an exterior degreaser, but could be diluted 20 to 1 or 30 to 1.
ultimately-
Yes, you could. But Polestar is a more pH neutral interior cleaner and is truly designed for fabrics and Alcantara.
Plastics.
And plastics, yeah.
It depends. Polestar is the king of interior. Green Star is the king of exterior, but you can still use Green Star in interior when needed. David Boyce says, Levi, how about a live demonstration on how to change the lubricating grease on a DA or rotary polisher?
Wow, David, I've never done that.
Okay.
Ever. I've never changed the lubricating grease on a DA or rotary polisher ever in the history of running machines because I've never run into that necessity.
Well, I remember, I can't remember who I was asking about. I think was it maybe Jason Rose? Things are greased up from the factory to last the lifetime of the machine is actually what...
Millions of cycles.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was another person that told me that too. I can't remember if it was Ivan as well, but I think maybe Ivan told me that too. Tamara Chase says, wow, my husband...
No, that's not what she said.
Oh.
No.
Wow, my beloved cat, Opie, turns 13 on April 28th. Why?
Congrats, Opie.
For some reason,
You're
at that
almost there.
small... My eyes, dude, these lights are so
see.
Wow,
blinding.
you have glasses on.
Dane, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
Still looks like cat to me.
Dane, I've had
it's
to wear
cat.
glasses since I was 3 years old, and I
Wow.
doubt my eyes are getting any better.
Oh, no.
You just started having to wear glasses like this last year.
No, I've had glasses since
He's-
I was a
he's
little
chose
kid.
not to wear
I'm
them.
farsighted, so I never need them to go driving or anything. It's only if I got to read something up close. So usually I just hold something further away from my face and I'm fine.
Gotcha. All right. Grant F
That's official
says,
otherwise.
yeah. Tamara, sorry about that. I for some reason I thought this was a husband. Moving on. We have next up, Grant. Aaron
Same.
Roadhouse.
And then he says, Lisan Al Gaib.
Yes, Lisan Al
Still don't know
Gaib.
what that means.
You'll
He's
pick it
the
up
one.
in the second Doom movie.
I know they're talking about
They
it.
say it in the first one a lot. When
Actually
they first
do.
land on the planet
Yeah.
and they're walking, that's what everyone's calling
I'm
it.
just wondering where'd they film this movie?
In the desert.
I know
Anthony.
what desert.
Bruno Sand Dunes, where we shot ours.
Obvious.
I think it probably could have been, honestly. Probably would have saved a little bit of money. Travel expenses.
It's literally just one sand dune.
One sand
recorded,
dune shot
repeated,
many
like,
times.
5,000 different
Yeah.
ways.
HM Auto Detailing says, I'm liking Dane's new Mazda. It looks pretty sweet. It's pretty awesome.
I think so too.
Joey
Thanks, bud.
says, the Rip and Rags and the PNS Carpet Trio is amazing combo when you have a senior dog in the house. Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it's good to be prepared.
HM Detailing says, Rip and Rags, the quicker picker-upper. Actually, it's the quickest picker-upper is what we're calling it.
Bold proclamation,
Yeah.
but it's probably true.
Yep. And then Brian says, eventually we'll have an Ultra Dane with detachable legs.
The day we start selling humans is the time I know it's time to go.
And Rick Smith,
I'm not an action figure, okay? This is the body of an action figure.
Dane's flexibility comes from years of Mazda ownership, of Miata ownership.
That's a
It
good one.
is.
Honestly, this newer one is harder to get in and out of than my original 92 was.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
like, if I had to knock it for one thing, it's the ingress egress is
Yeah.
woo,
This is part of
For a
Dane's
big boy.
It's part of Dane's weight loss program right now.
it's encouraging it a lot.
It is. He wants to slide in and out easier.
Yep.
Simon Birch says, my girlfriend has one of those 7-kilogram blankets. I bet she would love the 1,500 blanket. So now we get a blanket and a piano cover in
Yeah.
one. It was
Honestly,
true.
weighted blankets are awesome.
Yeah.
Love them.
Kirby saying, Purple Pearls, what is the blend? 70-30. And then Simon saying 70-30, Kirby,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken, 320 just, yep, correct.
You got it.
Randall Gerlander, hey guys, looking for a good interior and exterior glass cleaner. You guys have so many. Can you recommend one? Thanks. So Stjarnaglas Glass, probably one of my favorites. Then after that, KCX is glass cleaner. And then after that, probably PNS TrueView and G-Technic Perfect Glass in that kind of order.
They're all good.
They're all great. Every single one we carry is an amazing glass cleaner.
David Boyce says, do you have a lot
No,
of...
he doesn't say that at all.
Dane, you have a lot of laxity in your ligaments. I say this because your history of repeated rolling of your ankle joints.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to do their own little stretches all the time. My ankles are just like, hey, us too.
We can bend this way.
Looks like you're walking pretty good there. Be a shame if we.
Went the other way. Just want to stretch it out.
Guys, I wish you guys could have seen everything I've seen.
It hurts like hell, but it bounces back every time.
Pain.
Over the course of
Insanity.
7 years, I can tell you.
You've seen me roll my ankles more than any other human ever.
And it always happens.
The worst times.
Dean will think he's by himself and look over, and there I am, just nodding.
He catches it almost every time.
Just in the corner, just like,
it's like, how? I'm starting to think you're somehow responsible.
Oh, my favorite, though, was the year that we bought those really crappy shoes on Amazon.
No, those
for
terrible
SEMA.
shoes.
And then we went to the store and got insoles to put in there. To put in
It's like the
so we could
fajitas.
work. But all of us took the previous insoles out, but Dane kept his in. So his feet were just a little bit elevated
It was
above
like standing on lifts or something.
And those shoes were like possessed on Dane. He could not walk in them at all without folding his ankles.
They were uglier than sin. They were not good looking shoes, and they were super uncomfortable.
Oh, boy.
So that's why I think, say what you want about the Jordans that we wore this year. I still think that those shoes look better.
Oh, the Jordans look dope. They just weren't comfortable. But they look awesome.
Yeah.
First from Puerto Rico says David Boyce. Brian Spittler from
Spittler.
Apex Detail Videos has videos where he disassembles the polisher and shows how to grease them.
Yeah.
I interviewed him for our podcast channel. He's a nice guy. We've got my guy Kirby. That makes a new XL Rip and Rags a super bargain. Yes.
it does.
So think of them as the new kind of replacement for the purple pearls.
Yep. Then Ricardo saying, "What's up, my detailing brothers? What's up, Ricardo? How are you, buddy?"
Ricardo.
David Boy saying, Umberto, I'll have to go and search that.
Yeah.
Then Al says, I agree, Anthony. I tried watching the first Dune over the weekend, and man, was it slow.
So just know the first one is slow. That's not your imagination.
It's better than Oppenheimer, man. Oppenheimer. God.
Oppenheimer and Anthony,
Yeah.
No, in the case of the first Dune, yes, it's slow. That's why a lot of people always said it was unfilmable, because it was supposed to be like multiple books. But.
So I downloaded the audiobook for Dune, and I've been listening to it again. And it is a cast of characters.
Oh.
It's not that great.
Been bruised so much listening at keyholes while a young lad I know practiced some strange ditties on his balance.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, don't like that.
It
okay,
is a
so
very
the thing,
odd audio recording of it. But.
As a huge fan of the director, I will say the pacing in the second one. If you don't like the first one, don't let that dictate how you feel about the second one. Go into the second one, watch it.
Yeah.
The pacing feels very different. If you get bored or it feels slow, maybe compared to other like Marvel movies where it's constantly changing, you might feel that. But compared to other like kind of bigger, more epic movies, it feels just right.
Yeah,
I think
I'm a Dune nerd.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's 7 books. I've read all 7 of them. I'm re-listening to the first 3 again.
Yeah.
Been a fan since the first Dune came out when I was a child.
Yeah.
The Kyle MacLachlan Dune
with Sting, and
even though it's a horrific movie.
I like Kyle MacLachlan.
It's a great. It got me in the
and
world.
I like David Lynch a lot, but he hates that movie.
Yeah. No,
watching
it got me in the world to where I was like fascinated as a kid, going, "Holy crap, this is so cool!" And then my uncle had a video game on his computer that was Dune. And you would try to extract spice, but get away from the sandworms.
Oh, yeah.
But I would play that anytime I could, just because I was like, this is awesome. Oh, my gosh.
That's
Because I
cool.
loved the theory of it. And then when I got older, then I started reading the books and just sticking with the theme. So when the first movie, this version of Dune came out, I was like, you could do no wrong.
Yeah,
It was
if
beautiful.
you're already
It was perfect.
invested in the lore, then you kind of already give it a pass for like pacing
Yeah,
and stuff.
pretty
'cause
much.
You're interested in the subject matter. But for somebody like fresh eyes going in
Now,
and doesn't know
I
anything,
am watching it.
I can understand it the first
I
one
am
feels
watching
really
it with
slow
my
to you.
children, and I am noticing when it gets to a boring spot for them,
Yeah.
I'll get up and go wander around the house, and I'm like, "Hey, come back here and sit down and watch." And he's like, "I got other stuff."
But I will
gotta
insist right now, if you
So.
think that's slow, the second one, the pacing in the second one feels way faster than
Yeah.
the first one. But I think it's just the way it condenses and tells the story. It feels like it, even if there are slow moments,
Yeah.
it still moves at a good clip.
Do. There you go. I'm excited for Anthony to go watch the second one because I
want you
haven't
to
seen
see
it
the
yet
second
either.
one, and then
So
come back with your findings.
all right. Alex says, "Great show, guys. I'm off for the night. Take care. Have fun, Alex. Don't get too snowed in." And then
careful.
Umberto says, "Also, Rinseless is a great glass cleaner with a waffle towel." They do. Mm-hmm. Joey Belinsky says, They see me rolling Dane's ankle.
It's true.
And then Jojo Crawdaddy says, almost missed this. Hey, fellers.
Hey, we're
What's
just
up,
happy
dudes?
to have you here, Jojo.
Alex G says, my STI wings needs a repaint. How much can I expect to pay? I don't know, Alex.
You get
Depends
a lot of
on
parts painted, Anthony.
where you live and who you find.
It is true, though. It's going to
The
vary
thing
a
that
lot.
Anthony has found, Anthony,
yes,
there is a certain paint shop that does just panels.
Yeah, he doesn't generally work on whole cars. He just like
trying to find a local place to you that just does small parts. Usually you'll get in for cheaper, but I don't know. I'd probably say a spoiler. Probably expect a couple $100. I mean, for it to be done right. Yeah. If it's less than 100, don't do it. It's probably gonna turn out pretty bad.
So anywhere from 100 to 300 is a good price.
For the spoiler on my Flex, which is pretty big and broad, and it's like a spoiler coming off the back of the top. It's big enough. It's not quite comparable to your STI wing, but I would say that cost me $160 or $180, something like that. So for your STI wing,
at that same shop,
at the same shop that he goes to. So imagine just probably an extra 40 to 60% on top of that.
That makes sense.
I would say.
Yeah, depends on where you are, Alex.
Yeah, it really differs.
Yeah. Joey Belinsky, have you guys seen that Rick Ross has his own detailing products now called Slippery Slope?
Whoa, Slippery Soap.
No. That's pretty rad.
Oh, no.
I would like to get some. Dan says, yo, coming in late today from Minnesota. I know, Dan. Did you get snowed in with those 8 inches you got there? Then Umberto, yes, the old Dune game. I played it a lot. I know, it was fun, dude. That was a good time. And then Jay Hall, my Wowo's glass cleaner down to 25% capacity. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
But you got the Stiarna gloss glass as a backup. Good job.
Stiarna glass is great.
There you go.
All right, Rick Smith with the last one here. I'm still beating the drum for an easy style ultra brush.
We'll see. Yeah,
Rick,
we'll see what you can do, Rick.
Time will tell.
Time.
There's always stuff in the works that we're not talking about. Not saying that's one of them, but there's always stuff going on. Yep. So just know we're not ready to talk about something until we're ready to talk about something. And it might surprise you.
That's a great way to end it. So, all right. So I think just to kind of recap things, TRCMA is coming up.
Yes.
What are you doing? Set your calendars. Be prepared for the best live detailing show you have ever seen in your entire life. It's going to be so
set
good.
The bar high.
You're going to have a tear in your eye because you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to clap, you're going to snap.
So there was one thing that we wanted to get for TRCMA.
Yeah.
We were unable to get, but it would have been so much fun.
Yes.
Anthony and I, we wanted some mini bikes. Yeah. We wanted to ride in on some mini bikes. They wouldn't let us. They said, no, it's too dangerous.
No.
Yeah. The trampoline was also rejected.
Yeah.
One
thing we were talking about was while we were riding in, we were going to have jumps and fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah,
and Dane was going to jump from the roof onto the trampoline.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
in
like
the parking lot. We weren't going to do it anywhere weird.
Blob type things. I jump on it and then it launches somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, you guys can't do this stuff. So we had to opt for something else. So you're just going to have to tune in and watch and see what we got going on.
All right.
Anyways, Dane, take us home.
Well, you know how it is. Guys, if you haven't hit like already, please do so on this video. Gets it out in front of more people, helps us out, and helps you out by keeping the show rolling strong, like my ankles. Other than that, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to the regular Rag Company channel if you haven't done that for some reason. And that's really it. Of course, this is also available as a podcast anytime in the future. If you get podcasts and you're into that, you want to just listen somewhere in the background, you probably already know this if you're listening in the future. But if you weren't aware, this is a podcast available wherever podcasts are found. So we got you covered there as well. And leave us a review if you haven't already. And if you want to leave a review, but you're here on the video, leave a comment. Either way, helps us out, lets us know what you're thinking about what's going on. Comment on something you saw in this video. Perhaps some more jokes about what to call a wool mitt. Anyway, that's that. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.